Yeah. Do you want to know what's a great motivator? Anger. I get a notification, right, over on Instagram. I'm like, yay, yay. Because it's not my personal page. It's the podcast page. The Intelligent Idiots podcast. I can get some interactions over on TikTok, but IG don't really get it. It's my boy, Vinny. And he's like, I can't hear anything. And I'm reading this. This is 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago. I'm like, the fuck is he talking about? Click it. I hear nothing. Hit the volume button. Swipe. Nothing. Swipe. Nothing. Swipe. Oh, here's some sound. Swipe. There's some sound. Immediately swipe over. Right to TikTok. Boop, boop. Log in. Swipe. Sound. Swipe. Sound. Swipe. Sound. Swipe. Sound. Huh? Go right back over to Instagram. Let it play. I'm reading the captions because I do the captions. DaVinci does most of the work. DaVinci's not a person. DaVinci's a program, right? We use the AI because it's not AI. Fuck AI. We use the AI, which is like some neural network bullshit. I don't know. Some really nice stuff that runs through a transcript of all the audio that comes out of my mouth. And then I can utilize that and I can make captions with it, right? Doesn't really get me all the way. I got a misaligned jaw. So it's like, what are you saying? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying. And it's like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. I'm not really AI. I don't get trained off your voice. I'm not connected to the internet. And that's just me talking inside my head because it's not a real thing, right? But I'm getting distracted just by telling you this. I'm over on Instagram. I'm reading the captions. I go back to TikTok. I'm reading the captions. I'm listening to the captions. I'm reading the captions because I got audio over on TikTok. I go back. It's the same fucking video, but there is no audio. Why is there no audio? All the other videos I've uploaded have audio. I scroll 3-4 times. The videos before have audio, but these most recent videos do not. I'm scheduling posts in advance. I'm batch uploading. The entire month is scheduled out. Are you telling me I gotta re-upload everything? I didn't even fucking go to Facebook because I don't use Facebook. But I know some people may use Facebook. You gotta use the social media. I haven't even got a chance really to go and start putting all this shit on YouTube Shorts. Right? I wanna take my time with it. I really wanna just start hitting motherfuckers on the head. You know the old methods. If you wanna blow up on TikTok, you gotta post 16 times a day. Okay. Right? If I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 motherfucking episodes, split that up by 6 every single time. What's 9 times 6? Do that really fast in your head. And it's not 21. Fuck. So I may have to go in, redo the entire month's schedule because there's something wrong with the audio, even though it's the same exact file that I uploaded side by side. One tab next to the other tab in Google motherfucking Chrome at the same motherfucking time while I'm plugged into the goddamn Ethernet. So there was no issue. There was no fucking issue with connection over on my end. But you could have told me if there was, right? I feel I need to check. I have to know now if we're good over here, right? Because what the fuck? I don't even use Facebook like that. I don't. No sound. No sound. No sound.
This one.
That has sound. This has sound. I dropped my phone twice, back to back. One day and then the next day. Shut up, me. Shut the fuck up. I dropped my phone back to back one day and then the next day. It was one crack and then two crack. I didn't even know that you can upload a video and then pick no sound. How did I do that? How did Facebook do that? Zuckerberg just want to keep on buying motherfucking land from the goddamn indigenous people of Hawaii. Instead of having a good fucking platform. Just want to run bots on this fucking platform to make some goddamn money off of ads. But I was chilling and reading. Remember? Anger is one hell of a motivator. I was like, I'm going to start at 12. I didn't start at 12. I was like, I'm going to start at 12:30. Didn't start at 12:30. I was like, I want to do 2 episodes today. I really wanted to do 3 today. I wanted to bang it out, right? So I go back to work on Monday. Not going to really have that much time. If I can bang it out, I got everything lined up now. I got my uploads right. I got my exports good. I got my editing down right. I normally do commercials and music videos, photo shoots. This podcast shit is just different, especially when a video's fucking 2.5 hours long. All this goddamn editing. I'm just ranting now. I'm just ranting. What's going to be worse today? Me ranting and you listening, or me telling these terrible stories? These terrible stories and you getting pissed off at them. All right. Subscribe to the Patreon. I'm angry. Give me some money. Hit the like button. And if you don't like the video, triple tap the like button. And if you really hate the video, double tap the dislike button. All right, hit it twice. Once and then twice. It's a screen protector, and I can replace it. So, we're over in the Am I the Asshole subreddit with a post by Told His Wifey. Am I the asshole for revealing to my dad's wife the real reason why me and him were never close? My dad practically gave me up to a sister from the moment I, 27 male, was born. My mom died when she was giving birth to me, and my aunt told me he never recovered from that because he blamed me for her dying. It hurt a lot as a kid that at family events he would ignore my existence. When I was a little older, he got more vocal about me killing her, and he can't stand to look at my face. You can imagine the amount of therapy that put me in. I used to go to church crying because I was scared about going to hell for doing that to my mom. That's how much his words fucked me up. But the shitty part was that I never stopped trying to be accepted by him. After my high school graduation, he told me to never bother him again since he legally has no obligation to me anymore. Since he was sending money to my aunt to take care of me. Around that time is when I finally started accepting that reality. So from there, we moved on with our lives. My aunt doesn't talk to me about him. Sometimes my grandparents do, and that's how I found out he got married. They were mad he didn't invite me to their wedding, but to me, it didn't matter because we're not close. But it was his wife who wanted to meet me. It's the first time ever that he wants to make contact, and it was to pretty much say that she wants me in their life. She doesn't know the real reason why we're estranged. He asked me to please not say anything, and maybe this could be a way to reconcile after all. But he was only doing it for her. That much was clear when we talked. I never said I would be. He's still insisting on us meeting at their place because she really wanted to meet me. All she thinks is we're estranged for not getting along in my teenager years. Going to college and losing touch because of life stuff. It pissed me off that he played it off as us just not talking for some petty reasons. Meanwhile, the actual reason damaged me for years. I told her the truth. Everything he said to me. That he was never appearing to me. That was all my aunt. It was definitely a shock for her. The outcome was a disaster. Everyone has heard about this now. My grandma's in particular told me she understands my anger, but this was his chance. Finding someone since losing my mom, and it's now been put in jeopardy. Who gives a fuck? My dad is devastated. Good. They think it was going too far to ruin his marriage. That way, when he was willing to include me in their lives, which could have. Which could have been the start of our relationship. And they say not only did I ruin that, but also possibly wrecked this marriage. She just doesn't agree at all with what he did, and it could have been avoided if I didn't say anything. For me, it was hard not to tell the truth after the lies made it seem like it was nothing serious. I couldn't ignore what happened after what it did. I don't know if it was the right call since it put their whole marriage at risk. After all, I love the pettiness. It's not even petty. It's just reality. It's just his truth. What do I owe to you to hide the terrible things that you've done to me for? What what are you possibly giving to me to hold me back from telling the truth? Where is the equity? Where is the quid pro quo? I'm sorry I laughed my way through half of that, but goddamn, if you couldn't tell, today's episode is about marriage trauma. Sponsored by My Anger Issues. Let's read the top comment. Wait, what's the question again? Oh, not the asshole. Petty King. Petty King. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's not even really being petty. It's just truthful. You know, it's just, you know. Top comment with 39,000 upvotes by Unpopular Kryptonite, spelled with the C. Why did you spell kryptonite with the C? Does somebody already take the classical spelling with a K? Or do you not know how to spell Unpopular Kryptonite? Dude, not the asshole. Your dad is a grade A double cheese asshole from hell with a special topping of asshole served with asshole sauce. He deserves every bit of what happened to his second marriage because he presented himself as a different person than he is. I am so sorry you had to go through this. I wish you strength and may you find more people who love you unconditionally. Yo, shout out to him. Shout out to Unpopular Kryptonite. And OP responds, thank you, with the prayer emojis or a high five emoji, however you see it. And don't worry, I have. My aunt has been the best parent for me, and she always tried to shield me from this shit as much as possible. I don't know if I would have made it without her supporting me. Oh, and then that's the one thing right there. Like, he grew up without a mother, and technically his aunt took that place. But had he grown up in the household with his sperm donor of a dad, because that's not a real father. That's not a dad. That's not a father. That's not any type of parental figure whatsoever. Ooh, man, it's just a guy who nutted in his mom. God damn. Life could have been so much worse for OP. He could have been abused to a higher degree than he was, simply just by the lack of him being there. What's the word I'm looking for? Not negligence. The absence. There's a different word I'm looking for. I feel like it starts with an N. But yeah. And here's one thing. Was giving birth to OP what killed his wife? Was it not the doctors and the nurses? Was it not her not being strong herself? And even then, say, oh man, I'm Wolverine and I clawed my way out of the pussy. Right, with my fucking claws. That was your genetics that produced me. The fuck? You made me. You wanted this. All right. She wanted this. You know, happened to fuck on the right day, and here I came out. It was a chance of 1 in 1 billion or something crazy like that, right? Millions of sperm. I was the fastest. The egg wanted me. We became one, right? We rolled our way down and planted it into the wall. We grew, bloop, 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 and we're out of here, right? Why couldn't the doctor and the nurses save him? Why couldn't the doctors and the nurses save her? Right? Why couldn't they? Right? Why couldn't they? And this is a, for anyone who may be watching who is married, not buried, thinking about popping some kids out, or you're just fucking raw. Go work out. Go get your blood work done. Your partner needs to work out. They need to get their blood work done. Right? You need to see how unhealthy you are. Work on getting even stronger. Right? Get all your vitamins and your minerals and all your nutrients and whatnot. You're a plant. Drink your water. Stanley, sponsor me. You need to sell those cups, don't you? And have a look at your genetics, right? For one, everyone should figure out what they're allergic to, right? For two, everyone should see potentially what they may pass down to their kids, right? Your parents probably don't know because, fuck, they're old, right? And the technology was barely coming up and around. And hey, if you live in America, it's just expensive. But it's definitely cheaper now to get a panel done and see potentially what you may have and what you could pass along to your kids, and a double whammy, right? Oh shit, cancer runs on my side of the family. Your partner, cancer runs on their side of the family. And together, our genes may make super cancer. Why the fuck would you want to pop out 17 kids? They may all get super cancer with a chance of, I don't know, 95%. I'm just spitballing random ass numbers here. But a lot of people go through a lot of shit, right? If you know already that you may be able to pass down something that will fuck your kid's life up because you have gone through 20, 35, I don't know how old you are and you're listening, years of being fucked up, why would you want to inflict that on somebody else? So to make sure that you have a happy and healthy and speedy recovery from giving birth to a child, you got to take care of yourself physically. You got to take care of yourself mentally. You got to take care of your insides and your outsides. You got to lift some weights. You got to get your jog on. You got to eat healthy, right? And you got to figure out what you're putting in your body for one. Everything's got fucking lead in it now. We're spinning all the way back to the 70s again. Everything's got lead in it, right? Don't lick your walls. There's lead in the paint. It's coming from China. There's lead in the paint, all right? Let me stop. But yeah, there probably is lead on your plates and on your baby bottles and your children's toys. And I don't know about any of your consumer electronics, but there's definitely all kinds of bullshit in your food. Your fruits and your veggies, they're not being cycled out for the soil, and there's all kinds of runoff going into the soil and all kinds of pesticides that weren't previously approved that are definitely being used on everything that you're putting in your mouth. Forget the hormones they're pumping into all the cattle and the shit that we're getting from Brazil and how their regulation is nothing compared to ours. The number 4 meat producer in America is a Brazilian company. What? What y'all know about Brazil? And shout out to them. They be banging the shit out of our music, but ain't everybody supposed to be less than the the propaganda? Ain't everybody supposed to be less than the United States when it comes to our regulations? Right? Aren't we supposed to be the number 1 country? We're definitely not. What are we, like top 50 out of 196, give or take 2? Shout out to Pope and shout out Taiwan. We need them chips, baby. We need them chips. So we got more comments because here I am just like going on tangents. Mari Sale said, all I have to say about it is the comment a kind user told me in someone else's post about his mother. You are made of everything that was best about her. A sweetheart, you have nothing to forgive yourself for. You did not take her from this world. You are how she remains in it. And OP replied, man, this one really got me here. Thank you, friend. This is one of those moments you wish you had a time machine because younger you would have really needed to hear it. And that's one thing too. Those grandparents and that sister, they did good by taking care of OP to whatever degree they took care of him. But they should have bashed his father's head in. Threw him into a mental hospital for however long, right? Which wouldn't have done well for him back then, yeah, compared to now, probably. But he needed therapy bad. He needed therapy bad, right? Because he became a super piece of shit. Maybe he was already like lining up to be a piece of shit, but he became a super piece of shit. Oof. Oof. We got a comment by, I'm not even going to try to read that one. If the truth ruined his marriage, that's on him. Or quoting from a previous comment. If something can be destroyed by the truth, it deserves to be destroyed by the truth. And we got to edit. Yes, obviously, this isn't going to be applicable in every situation, you pedantic fucks. Everybody's got the tism. But OP replies, wow, never heard this one before. Very powerful line, and just what I needed. Yeah. And White Roses 725212, these default usernames, replies to OP, my grandmother always says that truth is sunlight, and sunlight is the best disinfectant. You don't owe anyone a damn thing except the truth. Your aunt raised you. Your father abandoned you and treated you like garbage for something that could never have been your fault. This isn't something you made up in your head. It's cold, hard fact. And if he doesn't like it, tough. You don't owe him your silence. Ooh, these comments, they're hitting. Outrageous dash yogurt dash 80 comments, not the asshole. She has the right to know the true man she married. Also, I am so sorry you had to endure all that. Your aunt sounds like an incredible person, and despite everything, I hope you are doing as well as you can be under the circumstances. And OP replies, it took a long time, but I'm proud to say I'm doing well. This whole thing reopened some stuff, but I'll be taking it out. I can't read. I'll be talking it out in therapy. And it's thanks to my aunt that I always had mental/emotional supports. Shout out to your aunt for being there for you mentally, but she should have slap boxed her brother every other day. Other day? You. Nikki Fox 13 says, I am so happy that you're in therapy. It's life-changing. Shout out to my therapist. Your aunt sounds lovely and like a genuinely wonderful person. And OP replies, she is. If it weren't for my life, if it weren't for her, my life for sure would have fallen apart. I need some commas there. Wait, I don't know. I'm terrible at English, right? It's my only language too. My life is stable. I have a girlfriend I love and a baby boy on the way. Oh, I'm sorry about your ears. My fault. My aunt is the reason for that. Was she behind you? You was giving back shots? What's happening? Contrarian Caitlin, ignore that. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. Ugh. Oh, congratulations. I'm so happy to read this. Both you and your aunt, and also I'm presuming your girlfriend who's being with you during these recent events, are all amazing people. And OP replies, yes, my girlfriend's also been my biggest supporter. And yeah, she's beyond amazing. Thank you. Even though she didn't want me to go see him, and in case it ruined all the progress I've made, she still has been super supportive about what I did. Shout out to his girlfriend. All right, let's go on to an update. You. Update. Am I the asshole for revealing to my dad's wife the real reason why me and him were never close? Words cannot express how much it meant to me getting so much love from my last post. Everyone who supported not just my actions, but also acknowledged the hurts. To all the sweet internet moms who commented and DM me, y'all know how to make someone feel loved, even by total strangers. LOL. LOL means LOL. LOL. Laugh out loud. LOL. Since so many people wanted an update, here it is. It's a little heavy, and for a couple of days, I needed some time to process it and do some crying. It's good to cry. It's good to get it out. It's good. It's good for your body, physically speaking. They're splitting up. Heard it from my grandma, then from his wife, or I guess ex. She was legit crying on the phone when she called to tell me sorry for putting me in that position. Her and my dad had a longer conversation where he told her everything else he did. So she made that decision. She can't stay with someone like him. And she wanted me to know how disgusted she is. Also to tell me thanks, which is something I really needed to hear. My dad is who he is, yeah. But regardless, two people splitting their marriage because of what you said is a hard thing to not feel guilty about. This lady is heartbroken, going through divorce just a few months after getting married, and she wanted to make the time to reassure someone else that they made the right choice. Unexpectedly, though my dad wanted us to talk yesterday too, my girlfriend, again, didn't want me to. Man, shout out to your girlfriend. Trust me, I get her point. She's the one who didn't want me having dinner with them in the first place. For one thing, we didn't know what he wanted to talk about. What would that do to my mental health, and what would that do to my mental? Why do you type like this? How do you type like this, OP? It was probably a bad risk to take, but I met with him. And yeah, I should listen to my girlfriend more when it comes to this stuff. Yeah, you should. First time in my life, I think we had a conversation about my mom. How much he loved her, them being happy and excited about having a family. But then she died, and he told me, even if it's wrong, he can't ever not blame me because simply, if I hadn't been born, she'd still be here. He's only sorry for not completely staying away from me and saying horrible things growing up. Jesus fucking Christ. You planned to make him, and you did. There are so many things that happen, but it's not his fault. Fucking Christ. Well, he wasn't saying this to be malicious since he seemed sincere. It was still an ouch for me. In the end, we decided having a relationship with each other was never going to happen and said goodbye. He at least apologized for trying to put me in that situation. First good thing he ever did was tell me what happened with his wife wasn't my fault. Then I just went home and cried. Had my data process, a short therapy session, and support from both my aunt and girlfriend to get me through. The rest of my family is leaving me alone, at least. So glad that in the end it was resolved. Not a total happy ending, I know, but in the end, it's better this way. Where's the violence at? Why didn't no one kick his ass? Everyone's just crying. Ooh, fuck. Top comment by Sinflop. These usernames. His late wife would be ashamed of him. I would drop my mic, but it's expensive. Wait. Two Mike Shorty. Mic drop moment. You see this one's red and this one's red? It's not the same one. It's just a cover on it. Limited edition. Shout out B&H. Sponsor me. Sponsor me, B&H. Sponsor your boy. I need a Black Magic Pixis 12K for the free. Nah, let me stop. But yeah. B&H Photo, sponsor me. Ooh, again, Sinful Op. Top comment, 18,000 upvotes. His late wife would be ashamed of him. Oh my God. And Copper underscore Phoenix. I thought the same thing. If his late wife had known about this, about him, she would have rejected him outright long before OP came into the picture. He threw away the only piece of his late wife he had left. What a pathetic man. Ooh. Ooh. J-D-British comments, right? I thought I was going to lose my wife after our first was born. And I'm sorry, is this a... No, this is this post is... This comment is 4 years old. Okay. I thought this was a Chat GPT ass comment. Because I'm like, why do I see dashes in your fucking text? I thought I was going to lose my wife after our first was born. Dash. And apart from trying not to implode from fear, all I could think was, this little girl here would be all that would be left of her, and I'd die to keep her safe. Dash. I'd probably have ended up being very overprotective too. Period. Why do you type like that? Why do you type like that? It made me think your comment was some fake shit. I'm so confused. So confused. Oof. Leslie Laughs drops a comment, 2.7K votes. You gave that woman the best possible gift she could ever have. Honesty. Something that she clearly didn't get from her own husband, which is a second tragedy in all of this. The truth of what happened would have eventually come out at some point, so the best thing for you and for her was what happened, when it happened. Live in the light and love well. Dash. You deserve all of life's blessings. What's up with these dashes, people? Use the ellipses. Ellipses. 3 periods and then a space. You can just do that. Why? Well, could it be 4 years ago? Was ChatGPT a thing? 2022? Aren't they on like version 5 or some shit? So maybe. I don't know. Zavi or Xavi or XAVII 117. I don't know what that is in Roman numerals. I don't know what that is in yours. Dropped a comment. He told me even if it was wrong, he can't ever not blame me because simply, if I hadn't been born, she'd still be here. I'm quoting from OP's post. Your father still has a lot of growing up to do because based on his flawed logic, it's all his fault for getting her pregnant, but that's besides the point. I hope life gets better from now on, and it's great that you have your aunt and girlfriend support. Hope you're able to heal from all the damage she's done to you. And Ugly Pottery quotes that comment, quoting OP's post, which is also technically a quote. It's all his fault for getting her pregnant. This, by his absolutely fucked up, childish, insanely selfish, reductive logic, he killed his wife. And I agree. But he can't see even a millimeter beyond his own nose, not even to attempt to love and care for the child he made with the woman he claims to love so much, even to this day. But he was completely willing to use OP to perform his big, fat, self-serving lie with absolutely zero concern for how it might affect OP. OP, you absolutely did right. If I was his wife, I would be internally grateful to you for saving me from potentially spending years with a man like this. And they used ellipses. You see that pause? That's the ellipses pause. And it sounds like she is exactly that. She would have found out eventually, and in a way that both her and your Y chromosome contributor far more. Fuck sperm donor, Y chromosome contributor. Ooh, I love it. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I have a standing desk. My fault. Wait. Hold on. Fucking up. All right, that's what it's gonna be. I'm fucking up. I know it's hard not to feel guilty when it's fresh, but just imagine he wanted you to keep up this lie forever. I can't read it again. I forgot how to read, you guys. For your rekindled relationship to be entirely based on a pretend life where you had a loving father who wasn't cruel and didn't abandon you completely. A lie that constantly reminds you of the life that he single-handedly decided you didn't get to have. That's so incredibly selfish. So incredibly, insanely selfish, unrealistic, unreasonable, and just plain fucked up. And I'm so glad she fully accepted what you did and that she reached out to tell you so. I know it may not be in the cards or what either you want, but if she wants and you're open to it, I sort of hope you keep in touch with her. She sounds like the sort of logical family you deserve. People with fucked up biological families, this commenter raised their hand, have to keep a lookout for truly good loving people like her to hold close in our lives, you know? I'm not going to read that comment. Nope. I'm not going to read that comment. Yeah, your dad need his shit rocked. You're 27, 27 years and getting his shit rocked. Once a year on your birthday and his wife's birthday and their anniversary. Ooh, maybe the day they met. Your elementary, middle school, high school, college, and if you have multiple degrees, every single one of those graduations, he needs to get his ass whooped every single year. Yep, 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 yep. If you played soccer, football, basketball, baseball, any of those days where you first played that sport, and then you had a tournament, every day of those tournaments would have been, and then the championship, and then a double whammy, not just winning the championship, but the celebration. So 2 in 1 day, needs his ass whooped. Yep, 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 yep. Yep. We're over here in the r/am I the asshole subreddit with an H, with a post by Schizo. These are usernames. Am I the asshole for telling my husband I'll leave if he hides more debts? There was some chaos in our house this morning. We awoke to find my husband's car gone. Originally thinking it had been stolen, I would quickly learn it had been repossessed. Husband and I discussed all the financial crap like 3 years ago. After he lost his job last year, I found a notice on the door saying the water will be turned off. It was 4 months behind. I told him most marriages end due to financial issues and to please not ever hide financial problems from me. That as his wife, this was something I needed to know, and if something came up, we would figure it out together. He promised. Then today happens. I'm so mad I can barely breathe. He's been crying and repeating how sorry he is and that he was going to fix it this week when he got paid. Meaning, of course, that I wasn't ever supposed to find out. Now there's a car that has been repossessed because payments are 4 months behind. To fix it, we need to pay those payments plus fees. If they sell it and don't recoup their money in the sale price, we can be sued for the difference. And then there's the repossession that stays on your credit for 7 years. If I had known about the first payment, I could have helped. Now we're really deep. We're in really deep. I proceeded to grill him on every other bill we have, especially the mortgage. I've never missed a mortgage payment, he says. I had to make him show me proof. I don't think I can take anything at face value at this point. My first thought was that if he's behind with those payments too, then we'll lose the house. Thank the stars, he truly hadn't missed a mortgage payment. It won't happen again, he said. I know it won't, because if it does, I'll leave you, I replied. We haven't even been married for a full year. Our wedding was 6 months ago. Bitch, he thinks I'm being unfair by saying if this happens again, I'll leave. That being married means we stick it out with each other no matter what. That it's just a car and he can use mine, bitch. That this time will really never happen again. I don't know about that. Am I the asshole? If you stay. If you stay. If you stay. I didn't even do my research. I didn't do my research because most marriages do end because of financial issues. What percentage is that? I want to say 82. Ooh, I fucking hate AI. You always put minus you. Washington News, Reddit, Pace Center Planning, Facebook, every search results. Emily Rubenstein Law. Rubenstein? No. All these search results for all these different websites, which aren't reliable sources, unfortunately, are saying 20 to 40% of marriages divorce because of financial problems. That makes sense. That makes sense. Ooh. We're going to read the top comments and then we got to updates. And it's not a relevant update, but it's an update. All right, I'm done. And this is recent, by the way. This is a brand new story. I'm bringing it to you fresh and new, not like the other one that was old and sad and soggy. Well, I mean, wait, hold on. In the last story, LP is my age. It's crazy. I just did the math. Yo, if your dad's in Michigan, send me the address. I'll beat the fuck. No, let me stop. In a video game. Top comment by Bear Liz with 793 upvotes. That's how you know it's fresh. You have two choices. Either leave or take over all the finances. He is not to be trusted and will not change. Everybody is seconded at that. Ooh, and Green, the _ Green Grace commented, you married a liar, OP, not the asshole. And by default, if you are withholding information in a marriage like this one that is relevant to our bills, you are lying. Lying by omission is lying. You withhold information from me and I'm your partner for life. You act like we can get through stuff. Okay, if we can make it through it, tell me about it before we have to make it through it. Or I can just go on my savings with my two crooks on both sides. I can go through my savings and I can make that payment. Oh shit. Now you're just behind 3 months. Oh shit. Now you're just behind 2 months. Oh shit. Now you're just behind 1 month. You may still be getting phone calls and text messages and emails saying, hey, pay me. Hey, pay me. Hey, pay me. Hey, pay me. Hey, I know you're behind. Hey, I know I can help you. Hey, I know you're behind. Hey, I know I can help you. But you would just be a month behind and not have a repossession on your shit for the next 7 years. Fun fact, because I'm oversharing, I've had a vehicle repossessed. But I was 21. I was a baby. Baby, no job, undiagnosed ADHD. That's my excuse. Excuses are tools of the incompetent. They build bridges that lead to nowhere, monuments and nothingness. Isn't that right? We always got to quote Obeezy with that one. But I was moving like nothing that really fucking mattered at all. Right? I paid it when I had money. Oh shit, I don't have any money. All right, well, I gotta catch this bus. This motherfucker was broke down. It was a lemon. Shout out to the lack of lemon laws in Michigan, the murder myth, the capital, which there was like 900 years ago, Detroit, the Motor City, where the big three reside. Oh, it's beautiful, ain't it? It's beautiful. No laws against selling weak ass vehicles. I had to drop $1,500 on a brand new transmission when I got that puppy a week after having it. And because I didn't get the highest tier of the motherfucking, we're calling you about your car's extended warranty. I had to say that to remember what the fucking warranty was. Since I didn't get the highest tier of the warranty, transmissions were not covered. There were 4 tiers. I got the 3rd highest one. I'm like, God damn, y'all trying to milk me? Ooh, shit. This shit expensive. It was my first time having was it technically a lease? No, it was financing. It was my first time paying for a vehicle, really. My previous vehicle was just the cashed out shooter and kind of old school. I think it was an Oldsmobile fucking stick shift. Ooh, I can still feel it. If something's wrong with your trans, I'll probably know. I can feel it. I can feel that transmission when it shifts. Ooh, no matter what vehicle I'm in, unless it's electric. What was I going with this? Me had a repossession. Me being dumb, being stupid. Me not having any money because I lost my job. Also because of me. People, you have to take responsibility. Right? You have to take responsibility. And then you have to fix all the fucked up things that you've done. And not just that, you have to work on yourself so you don't do them again. You don't do them again. All right. Here I am a decade later, and still I like harp on that for myself so I don't fuck up like that. And I know shit is super crazy expensive. That's like the number one thing right now for credit that people are defaulting on, that people are paying the most into. Besides medical debt, I think it has solely been taken over at the end of 2025. We're going into 2026 where we are now. Car debt, right? These banks are lending when they shouldn't be and giving insanely high fucking not only interest rates but payments that people cannot handle because shit, they don't make any money for real. And their loans are just getting sold and tossed around. Luckily enough, it's not like a house mortgage where your shit might tweak up, right? If you don't got your rent set, your shit might tweak up. Can I stop saying I know. Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Yeah, because I got this piece of advice. Split your payments up. If you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, split your payments up. Don't make one payment the day of, the day before, a week in advance. Split your payments up because that interest is being compounded. That interest is stacking up, and you aren't paying $13.99.95. Am I missing a 9? You aren't paying $13.99.995. You aren't paying that sticker price. You're paying interest on top, and the interest is stacking on. So at the end of your lease or your loan, you will not have paid $14,000, $19,000, $23,000 for your vehicle, right? After your 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you may have paid 30, 40, 50 bands. Bands make a dance. I'm sorry. Shout out to Frank. If you know, you know. Huh. So split up your payments 4 times a month, twice a month, 3 times a month, whatever you can do. Pay your whole payment and then a little bit over. Right. So you're hitting the interest. You're hitting the interest. You're hitting the interest. You're paying the principal and you're paying the interest. Right. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible way to give you advice. Right. Because you can't visualize what I'm saying. But go on YouTube and just type it in. Right. And there's probably going to be people who's going to explain it to you better than I am right now. Because I'm a podcaster. Me know nothing. All I have is a microphone. Right. Oh shit, I'm terrible. But yeah. Pay your shit. At the very least, pay your stuff in advance, 2 weeks in advance. Pay more than what your bill is, right? If it's 300, pay 440, 455, right? If you're capable of it. If your car note is, you say you're blessed, it's 290. Shit, drop 300 every single time. 333, 333. Angel numbers, whatever fuck y'all believe in. What am I doing? And just here for the zip lines comments, you have the right to be involved in your finances. You are not an asshole, but you're not exactly taking control of your own destiny either. Ooh, let's go ahead and read that top updates. Talking about top. Let's go ahead and read that update. I wanted to include a few details I didn't think to include before. They don't change the situation, but it's relevant context either way. My husband's car was his before we met. It's leased and my name isn't on it. My car is also mine, although mine is on a loan instead of a lease. The house is also in his name. He bought it a year before we met. At this juncture, we don't have anything that has both our names on it. I didn't even change my name when we married. I was worried if I did, it might have an impact on my voice in the United States of America. Because there are currently 67 million women at risk of not being able to vote these midterms upcoming up because of the Save America voting. That's some bullshit. These weak ass motherfucking congressmen and piss poor ass fucking president want to push through, right? Ladies, and gentlemen, check to see if you are registered to vote. Check to see if you are registered to vote. If you're seeing this, it is April, it is May, it is June, it is July, it is August, it is September. Check to see if you are registered to vote. And every single one of those months, if you have heard this and you know it is now a new month, check it again. Every single month. Bless me. Check to see if you are registered to vote. Make sure you have your... Oh, wait, I lost it. I lost it. Oh, no, I didn't lose it. It's in my safe. You probably can't see what I'm doing. I thought I had my birth certificate right here. Like it's a prop. I don't. I just have my social security number right there. My social security card. Right? Go make sure that you have your birth certificate and it matches your current legal name. Make sure that you have your passport and it matches your current legal name. Do not go on Google to figure out where you can get your passport from. Go to Sam's Club, immediately go get your passport done there. Do not go to the library. This administration has fully stopped all libraries around the country from accepting applications to push your passport through and get it done through them, right? As far as I'm concerned, this is thoroughly constitutionally illegal, right? It is technically a poll tax that I should have to pay any dollar amounts to say that I am a legal citizen, allow me to vote. Right, by birth, I should already be registered in a system, and when I take over to 18, I should automatically be allowed to vote. Right, but everybody will fuck it up anyway. So again, make sure you are registered to vote. Go get your birth certificate from your DMV, Social Security Office, Secretary of State, whatever state you're in. For my U.S. citizens, shout out my people. Shout out to my people listening to me in Cali. in Virginia. And the murder myth. Make sure that you have your birth certificate. Make sure you have your passport. Make sure you have your birth certificate and your passport. Make sure that your names match. Make sure that your middle names are spelled correctly. Make sure that you have an updated ID photo. You do not need to have an ID photo that looks like, how do I hide all my government information? You do not need to have a, let's go ahead. Is it focusing? Is it focusing? You do not need to have an ID photo that is super out fucking dated. Who is that? Who is that? Is it focusing? Who is that? I didn't give you all of my government information, did I? I might have to blur some shit out. All right, who is that? That doesn't match. If somebody who doesn't like the way I look, based upon the color of my skin, who doesn't like the way I talk, based upon any prejudices that they may have, any bigotry or xenophobia that they may hold in their heart and in their brain because they're poorly educated, may decide that, oh shit, I am not that person, and they'll let me go ahead and fill in the bubbles, and they'll let me electronically do it, and now my vote doesn't count. And I won't know till I go to check personally myself weeks later, after the results have been put in, whether or not I voted, even though I was there. Check to see where you are supposed to go vote. Check to see if your district is up to be redistricted. Check to see if they're going to have your district redistricted. Check to see if they're going to have your district changed. Oh, fuck. Christ. I can't speak. I'm sorry. I'm just so, oh. All right, back to the post. I'm just so all over the place. He lost his job last March when his company did a big round of layoffs. And while he's found some work, 2 jobs, to subsidize since then, he isn't pulling in the amount he had gotten used to. After the initial conversation we had, which started because of the water notice, I felt the explanation I was given was genuinely plausible. The company is responsible for both water and electric, but it doesn't do auto pay. And he thought when he paid the electric bill, it covered both, but took it as a great time to firmly lay out my boundaries, but I took it on the subject regardless. Financial stresses happen. Keep me in the loop. With him losing his job and appearing to struggle to keep track of the bills, we agreed I would take on everything: phones, electric, internet, water, sewer, garbage, storage unit, house surprises, etc. Hi, I'm Mr. Always on 10. Ooh. Except for the mortgage, his car and insurance, his credit cards, etc. I would take care of my car, insurance, credit cards, and so on. A month before the wedding, we sat down and I helped write out a budget/planner. He was able to pay all his debt down to 0. It was a stipulation I made before I walked down the aisle. I wanted a clean slate and for us to enter the marriage with no debt. Then today happened, and so many of you have said precisely what I said to him this morning. The trust has been broken. I didn't do that. You did. You shouldn't have married this motherfucker. You should. So last year, he had a big round of layoffs, right? And then he didn't pull in the same amount he did. He started working 2 jobs. And then you got the water notice because he wasn't keeping up. So people, here's even more advice. Go look at the layout of the PDFs and every single minute detail. Be pedantic. If you don't know that word, pedantic, that is the word of the day. Go Google it. I'm not going to explain it to you. And type in -U, dash U, the letter U, So you don't get an AI result. Go to Oxford, go to Merriam-Webster, read it. Oh, look at the synonyms. It'll help you. But again, look at the minute details of your bills. See what the taxes are. See what the fees are. See what you're being charged doing extra, and especially with all this AI shit going on. See why your bill is going up, all right? If you have the discretionary funds, buy you a UPS, uninterrupted power system, storage, station, uninterrupted power station storage system for your computers, your electronics. Buy you some buy you some lights. Buy you some lights, some LED lights, some good lights, some of that good stuff that isn't going to run up your electric bill, right? Get yourself some solar panels, the kind that you can plug in, again, to a UPS. If you have the discretionary funds, we're talking about spending the band here, if not 2 or 3. And if your house is updated, if you have the plugs for it, update your shit. Spend you about 15, 17 racks. Get some solar panels on your roof, right? If you own your home in the next 4 years, you will be zeroed off, right? The amount of money that you would have been paying towards your electric bill would be at 0. You will be getting refunds potentially back by the electric company. You will be feeding the grid. This will be a beautiful thing for you. If you are getting newer electric panels, you don't have to worry about them going into a landfill in 10, 15, 20 years. So long as you do it, can be properly recycled. All right. So long as you send it to the right places. Right. If you have an older home, again, get you solar panels that can be plugged up, get you a battery station that may also double as a UPS, and hook your computer up to that, throw your solar panels in the windows, right? Charge them up. And then your electronics that use the most electricity will be running off of that, and things will be fine and dandy. Yeah, you just have to optimize. It's expensive in the front, right? In the beginning, and then it gets cheaper on the back end, and then you save money. And then you got to take that money, you got to put it in your savings account, right? You want to have a savings account with a minimum of 3%. Ooh. Hope he doesn't have any comments for this part of the post. And again, this post is only 4 days old, but don't maneuver like her, right? Don't maneuver like her. If a quarter to almost half of relationships are getting absolutely deleted out of existence, right? Marriages, I should be very specific about, are ending mainly because of financial issues, which 70% of all Americans have. And I'm sure it's probably like 80% for the rest of the world. Things are so expensive. You need to have passwords. You need to be logged in. You need to fucking you need to understand shit from my own parents that are separated, right? I can log into all of my dad's shit and see all of his bills. My mom loves to lose her passwords. Hi, Mom. Love you. And I'm pretty sure I can log into her Xfinity, right? I'm pretty positive I can log into it, and I can see the cable bill, which would also double as the internet, and would also double as triple as the security, right? And that's technically 3 bills in one. Yeah, I'm not advocating for having everything that is yours when you're married all be in both your names. But definitely have the passwords to these things. Have the passwords to these things, so you can check on them, right? It's nothing but a thing to log in, see, okay, we're good for the month, right? You need to sit down, especially when you move in together. Always move in together and be with that person for at least a year before you get married, right? You need to hit certain milestones to see if your partner changes. You need to hit certain milestones to see how they are. You need to hit certain milestones so you know that you can spend your life with them, right? Date for a year, live together for a year, be engaged for a year, married for a year, pop a kid out, right? What was that? Was that 4 years before even thinking about popping a kid out? If you're 18, don't do that. Don't do that. Date for 2 years, live together for 2 years, be engaged for 2 years, then get married right after 2 years, right? Then you can decide on popping a kid out. Decide, not even pop a kid out after 2 years of marriage, right? What's that? What's that? That's eight. 8 from 18 is what? What is it, class? 26. Your brain, it's mostly done growing. I don't know what the current data and the stats are. I don't know what it is, but you're pretty good. We're an hour in, and I've just been yapping. We're only 2 stories in. It's crazy. We're over in the Am I the Asshole with an H subreddit with a post by OK Inevitable 7692. Am I the asshole for being truthful and admitting that I find my wife unattractive after her surgery? My wife had plastic surgery recently. We had discussed it, and I was against it. It was not my decision, and ultimately, I had no say. She looks weird now. She had the fat sucked out of her face, lip fillers, and a necklace. Other stuff I don't really get. She gives me uncanny vibes now. Uncanny valley vibes now. It freaks me out. She is fully healed now, and she wants us to go back to normal life, like me and the same sex. I have done so, but not as much as I used to. And when I do try, it makes sure there is very little light. All right, let me stop. It's been a few months, and I kind of dread having to look at her. Obviously, she has noticed. She has been bugging me to tell her what's up. I've tried telling her I'm just tired from work or that I'm run down, really anything except for the truth. She broke down and asked me if I was having an affair. I said I wasn't. She asked to look at my phone. I unlocked it for her and handed it over. I wasn't worried about her finding anything because there's nothing to find. She spent an hour looking through it and found nothing. She asked me to explain why I changed. I tried explaining that I just wasn't that interested right now. Nothing I said was good enough for her. She kept digging. And I finally told the truth. I wasn't harsh or brutally honest. I just told her that her new face wasn't something I found attractive and that I was turned off. She asked if that's why I turn off all the lights now. I said yes. She started crying and said that she needed time alone. She went to stay with her sister. I have been called every name in the book since this happened. Her sister said I'm a piece of shit for insulting my wife's looks. Her friends all think I'm the asshole. I tried to not say anything. I can't force myself to find her attractive. I still love her, but her face is just weird now. She looks like the blue alien from The Fifth Element. Damn. You are the asshole if you told her that. Holy shit, bro. Oh, shit. I'm going to put that one up on the screen so you can see it. I was kind of spot on with the way I mimicked that. I wasn't even trying to make my face look like that. Top comment with 1,700 upvotes by drunken shit posting. Not the asshole. I think you handled the situation as well as you could, but there's a difficult conversation you and her need to have soon. People don't get plastic surgery. Don't get plastic surgery. If you've been bullied all your life for having a big, long, wide nose, thin lips, beady eyes, you're Asian, you want the double eyelids, you want to look like you're black, you want to have, right? If you want to look like Ariana Grande, like a supermodel, cheeks, lips, all that, you want to get, is it venom? Bane venom put in your forehead? No, let me stop. Was it a neurotoxin? What did they put in your face for wrinkles? Comment down below, right? or subscribe to the Patreon and comment over there. Remember, every single episode that I upload, I have 2 extra stories that I read and I post over on the Patreon. But you got to pay for it. Yeah. Take your wallet out. I know you broke. Give me some money. Yeah, I'm broke too. Let me get some of your money. We can be broke together, but I'll have some of your money. Yeah, give me that. Give me that money. I'll do a dance. Give me that. Give me that money. Hold on, stop. For the people listening on any of the podcast sites, I did a little dance and I was touching myself. Did it look inappropriate for the algorithms listening to this? No, it didn't. For the algorithms watching, shut the fuck up. Stop snitching. Snowflakes with 14. Damn. 14,000? Why did I read drunken shit postings upvotes? The comments. They had 1.7K upvotes. Snowflakes with the double underscore. Is that one underscore or 2? With a singular underscore. Snowflakes commented with 14,000 upvotes. Oh God. If she did the buccal fat remover, I totally feel you. It makes people look so freaky. You see that picture Ariana Grande I put up? OP replies, yeah, that's it. Thanks, I couldn't remember. Hairy Potato Cat responds to OP. Oh, man. There are plastic surgeons out there that refuse to do this. 1, because of the damage it can cause. And 2, because there isn't enough data to show exactly what it'll do over time. But they suspect it'll cause some worse problems down the road as people age. Even worse for people under 40 to 50. According to the rabbit hole I went down recently, buccal fat is good to have because it can help reduce jaw sagging later on. This is your jaw. I didn't know. I had to Google it. This is your jaw. Blah, 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 blah. And if you're listening on a podcast and you can't see me, I'm grabbing the fat where my chin meets my neck. Yeah. All right, let me stop. Anyway, while it's totally not right to make the choice to get that surgery, you're not the asshole, OP. No one's an asshole for what they don't/do find attractive. And I said this in another comment, but you tried to compromise internally and tried to protect her feelings. But she flung around accusations of cheating, wouldn't let it go, kept pushing, and when you were honest with her, she flipped shit, left, and pulled other people into your marriage who are now on a slam campaign against you. She did all of this and still can't manage to take any personal responsibility or act like an adult. To be honest, this post will be fit for r/oh no consequences. But not because of you. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. I'm going to join a new subreddit. And the deleted user comments. Every single person who has had that surgery done is automatically aged by 10 years. It's sad. And when I went down the rabbit hole on this, after I saw Ariana Grande do that goofy ass shit, I was like, ooh. And everybody was like, yeah, you might not even be able to put fat back into that spot either. Petintro comments. Okay, man. I don't know, man. Why did I read that like that? My opinion is not the asshole. You were against it going into it and honest with her after. You didn't go out of your way to be malicious and you tried to not say anything about it. She looks like the blue alien from Fifth Element. That's rough, dude. Don't go saying that to her or you would be the asshole. And OP replies, I wouldn't. Oh my God. Oh shit. Here it is. Here it is, guys. I found it. And I wasn't looking for it. It just popped up in front of my face. One toe in comments, not the asshole. I went to a holiday party at an esthetician clinic, a place that specialized in stuff like Botox. I can't read, you guys. I thought I was reading what I was reading, but I wasn't reading what I was reading. I went to an aesthetic clinic. Aesthetic, not esthetician, aesthetic. Oh my God, you guys. I need to stop reading so many comics. Comics? Comics. I can't even say the word comics. I need to pick up a physical book. Watch me get a bunch of paper cuts. Many of the women there has so much work done. Their faces truly looked freakish. Yet their husbands / partners were there as well and acted as though it was all normal. I surmise that if enough people in one circle adopt certain looks, it becomes accepted. Kind of like how so many people don't see how weird the really big fake eyelashes look. Yeah, I hate those. It's like a mass psychosis. But if you're outside, if that's psychosis, what were you trying to say here? One toe in. But if you're outside in that psychosis, the crazy is glaringly apparent. Were you trying to say in? But if you're outside in that psychosis. Yeah, autocorrect be getting these people sometimes. Ooh, I see a paragraph. I see a paragraph that I want to read. And just so you know, this post doesn't have an update. Shuts_up_Greg comments. This is probably already buried, but I have to point out a couple of things that I feel are being ignored. First off, this is not a problem you are likely to fix yourselves. If you want to save your marriage, you are very likely going to need outside help, specifically marriage counseling, which leads into my second point. She ignored your opinion until it affected her. She asked, then dismissed it. It wasn't a problem until it was her problem. This can be a significant issue for any relationship. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about taking the other person into consideration. I don't feel like she's considered how this would affect you or your relationship. And now this is affecting everything. It's hard enough for some people to just be wrong. All people. To be wrong on this level is entirely different. She's going to have a very hard time accepting the damage she's done, not with the surgery, but with the trust and communication between you. She also needs to be made aware that her friends are attacking you, and she needs to put that to a stop. Ooh. That will do even more damage to your relationship if it continues. My personal recommendation would be to reach out and ask if she's willing to talk, or to tell her that you want to try to accept her as she is now. I strongly recommend a relations therapist if that is an option. Maybe her mom could pitch in that too, you know? How long has she been at her sister's? There's a fine line between giving someone space and pushing them away. She needs space to process everything now, but you will both need to face the situation eventually. Best of luck to both of you. And OP replies, she's been gone since Wednesday. I don't know how long that is, OP. This post is old as dirt to me. I don't know the exact day you posted this. Ooh. And I just want to grab one little tidbitty thing from there. If you leave to get some space and you spend multiple days away, depending on what the argument may have been about, what the fight may have been about, right? Depending on your feelings, you may be pushing them away. If you spend multiple days, weeks, a month away from that person, and you don't resume increasing levels of contact and communication. If they cheat, leave their ass though. Beep. Update on finding my wife unattractive after her plastic surgery. My wife came home yesterday and we finally had a long talk. She told me that the reason she had the surgery was because her mom and sister talked her into it. They convinced her that she was starting to look old and that I would find someone else to be with if she did not do something. That was why her mom gave her the money for the operations. Her mom and sister look like Bruce Campbell and Escape from LA. Ooh. They are the very last people on the planet that should be telling anyone to get plastic surgery. I used some of the comments I read on my post as talking points. I told her that I loved her and that she was the person I wanted to spend my life with. I told her that surgery would take a while longer to settle down and that as I got more used to her face, I would learn to appreciate it. She asked me if I wanted to see her and if she could. She asked me if I wanted to see. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on. She asked me if I wanted her to see if she could get it reversed. I almost screamed at her. The last thing in the world I want for her is to fuck up her face even more than it already is. I asked her if she could please just leave it and let me get used to it. We talked for about 3 hours and we decided that her mom and sister would not be a part of any decisions in our life going forward. She's going to leave her face alone and give me a chance to get used to it. We are going to look for a marriage counselor and maybe individual counselors for each of us. I'm going to make an effort to show her every day how I still find her desirable, and she's going to make an effort to believe me when I tell her that I love her the way she is. We are going to talk to her mom and sister and tell them that we are taking a break from them. We are going to block them and get our shit together before we allow them back into our lives. Thank you to everyone who tried to help me. I would like to add that I did not think there were that many guys out there with a blue squid lady fetish. It isn't for me, but you do you. We got a bunch of comments from OP. Ladies, don't hit me with the bullshit. I do this for me. No, you don't. 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 You think that. But the reason why you think the thoughts that you do think is because they are not original thoughts. If they were original thoughts, you would be an author. You would write a book and people would be like, wow, that's brand fucking new. The reality is that we are socialized. I'm going to put a negative connotation on it. We are manipulated by the society that surrounds us, by the information that we take in, and from all social media, all our friends and family that interact with all other people in the world who take in from social media, advertisement, every single facet of movie, film, television, cartoon, book, magazine for the past 120 years, right? Beauty standards are forced upon people to look a certain way so companies can make money. The highest paid positions as a doctor is a plastic surgeon. Not for those who are horrible burn victims, but for those who are doing BBLs, titty lifts, and Botox injections. You know, if you're paying thousands of dollars for a vial, I don't know how much. I don't know how many grams, milligrams, micrograms, nanograms people are getting shoved into their fucking face. But I think it's thousands. I think it's thousands. Depending on how south, north, east, west the fuck you are, whatever state, county you're in, whatever doctor you're going to, people don't get surgery. You don't need surgery. You've looked the way you've looked for years. Don't do it. Don't do it. Right? You already spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on makeup. Women and men. You already do so much peacocking to look a certain way. Right? You feel like it's for yourself, but these companies spend millions upon millions of dollars a day to entice you to buy shit. Fit check. Fit check of the day, baby. You see it. It's a brand new day, so it's a brand new fit check. And who we got? Brand new day suit Spider-Man, baby. Straight from Lobo Art Studios. Straight. You see it? You see the drip? You see the drip? I think I originally found this guy who makes these clothes, who was down in fucking Texas on Instagram through an ad. He advertised. I saw it. I liked it. I'm dropping shit. And I was like, oh, I gotta cop that. This shit is expensive. This is like 50, 60 for a shirt. Great quality. But sometimes I feel like I'm not built right for the fucking shirt. Great print. But sometimes I'm like, damn, I could have went to Myers and bought 5 shirts for the price of one. Would it last as long as this one will? Fuck no. Would it shrink in the wash? Fuck yes. Would I then have to move on from it? Maybe toss it if I rip it, cut it, get it dirty as fuck, donate it if it is in slightly better condition than what I just described? Yes. But I have been socialized from a young age through cartoons, and then through comic books and video games, and then through movies. Just like every other man, Spider-Man is my favorite motherfucking superhero. You might be like, oh no, Batman, Superman, Batman Beyond, Green Lantern. You know it's Spider-Man, nigga. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're not black. In your mind, insert your own slur. Oh, I'm terrible. We buy so much memorabilia, merch. Toys. Toys. You see, it's double wrapped. It still got plastic on it. It still got plastic on it. Right? I can't even really wear hats anymore. Oh, well, I guess I can. Doesn't go with the fit though. We buy so much. So much. So much. It's collecting dust. Like $20, $30. So much. And you know why your favorite shows as a kid got canceled? Because they weren't selling fucking toys. They weren't selling toys. Young Justice got canceled because the demographic got split in half like it should be. Girls wanted toys. And those weird ass pedo creepy multi-millionaire billion motherfuckers that whatever Warner Bros was before it got merged 17 times were like, no. No. Wait. No. I think it was that all the girls were buying girls' toys. No. All the girls were buying the boys' toys. They were buying boys' toys. And they wanted to have the demographic split. They wanted girls to buy girls' toys and boys to buy boys' toys. Right? But they saw them all congregate over here and they felt like it was a loss. So like, we gotta cancel this shit. And we gotta put something else in there so we can sell toys. We would have watched all the fucking ads to keep that shit running. All the ads. You could have played 17 ads. 17-minute long ads a piece through a 23-minute long episode. I would have watched that shit. I would have paid for Warner Bros. Streaming plus Pro Max so I can watch that shit. Beautiful animation. Invincible wish they had that fucking kind of animation. Ooh. Invincible, Mike. The character, right? Because the comic had some great artistry. I think Roy was doing it. I don't know. I can't remember who the artist is. Fantastic story. But now the writer is on bullshit. Now that it's a TV show, spending entirely too much money on on talented, very popular actors. These are not voice actors. These are actors. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems. Them? I'm bad at English. My only language. Terrible at it. Yeah, man. You have to remember that, again, you are socialized from a young age, from before you can even speak. You are surrounded by so much, and you are outwardly trying to take in all this information. You are touching, walking, seeing, smelling, playing with, even putting shit in your mouth when you're a baby, right? And you're experiencing all that, and you're taking it all in. And again, these companies are spending millions of dollars per day to get you to want to buy this shit. And you're locked in. You get some disposable income, you start buying shit, right? You start is my case dirty? Who cares? You start buying shit. Why do I need this? Right? It makes my pocket bulge out. Digimon, digital monsters. Dun, 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 dun. But you're locked in. And here you are changing not just your outward appearance in a simple fashion, you're changing your physical appearance to a large degree to meet some kind of current societal standard, because it will change. The current standard, depending on where you are in the United States of America, is to look like a voluptuous African American woman. Big lips, big tits, big ass, small waist, big hips, with long lashes and Chinese hair, right? Asian hair, Chinese hair, horse hair. Multi-billion-dollar industry. That is the hair industry, right? 3/4 of or 2/3 of 70 billion or 40 billion. We're in the tens of billions of all sales are being made by Black women to have hair that is not yours, came from another person, that does not last, and you have to buy again and again and again and again, while you deprive your own hair and scalp from nutrients, the world to see, proper growth, real maintenance, styling, and you shutter the existence of an entire industry that could grow, that could make things cheap and fast. White women are going in and getting their hair done, getting the shit dyed. They're spending a couple hours in there. Black women could be doing the same exact thing, right? If there was tens of billions of dollars spent here in the States, the industry could be made, schools could be built, regulation could be put in place, and women could go to school for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, get a degree, get what's the word I'm looking for? Degree, certification. I'm so sorry. Get a certification, and it can be cheap to get your hair done. It won't be $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $1,000 in 12 hours in a chair, right? It could be 6, 3, 2 hours in a chair, because techniques have been optimized. They have been shared. Material and tools have been made, and you can wear your natural hair. You could have the best hair oil moisturizers made, right? Oh. Cheaply, because there are people out there building the industry. The more there is, the less you have to pay. because there will be what? A demand for it, right? Supply and demand. There will be more jobs that way. Ooh, I sprayed the shit out of my glasses, right? More farmers, more educated people, more technicians, more factory jobs, technically, for processing, right? More advertising jobs, unfortunately, and people with healthier natural hair. And then you can get in touch with your roots, my African American women, right? Your West African, oh, this looks terrible, countries that your ancestors were taken from, where they were brought over here to be forced into labor and have the worst possible things done to them in human history, excluding the native people who lived here and in South America, the indigenous people of Turtle Island, whatever place they called home in their own individual language, because there were thousands of tribes torn, ripped away from existence, do not exist anymore. Languages that are lost, they do not exist anymore. Millions of people removed from life itself, they do not exist anymore. Those cultures gone, those techniques gone, that knowledge gone. So much could have been learned and passed on. We could be in better places right now if people lived, if people weren't greedy, if people weren't hateful, right? Just because they want to make a dollar. And now they force you to look a certain way. Now they force you to act a certain way. And people come in and they profit off of that. They want to make a dollar off of that, right? You want to look a certain way, okay, pay a subscription fee, and you can have this app, and AI will make you look cute and cool. All these filters, all these different styles, all these different trends. Somebody's going to make a dollar off of that. It used to be a real industry where Facebook paid to get people to make Instagram filters. I know, because I follow some of these 3D graphic designers and they made some fantastic motherfucking filters. Not to make to tune your face up, but to do some freaky ass designs. You would look like a robot, right? But just imagine, people are getting paid to give you the duck lip face and clear skin filter and all the different saturations and whatnot to make you look a certain way. Ooh, it's honestly deplorable. You can look throughout history, and every 10, 15 years, every 2 decades, right? And you can see, or you can just roll it back 100 years. You can see fat people being in the zeitgeist, being popular, and then skinny people, right? And then thick people and thin people, long hair, short hair, right? Popularized through movies and media and television and magazines. This is in, this is hot, this is lit, this is dope, this is fire, this is amazing. Oh shit, you the birthday. Oh, you the birthday, whatever the fuck that means. And it's all controlled by the media. Your favorite artist signed to a label owned by a multi-billion multinational corporation that sells washing machines. They sell washing machines and missiles, and they own the company that owns your company. And you listen to the artist assigned by them, who used to be a great singer or a great songwriter or a great musician or a great rapper, and now they sound like shit. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Right? Also, you can buy the shit they're wearing, buy the shit they're talking about, go on vacation to Turks, Kirks, and Caicos, wherever the fuck it's called. Why do you want to go there? Be honest. Why do you want to go there? You don't want to go up the street and see what they got going on? You don't want to go up, north, down, south, left, right, do a little shimmy, a little shake? All right? You don't want to see what's going on in another state, not another country? Not pay so much for a super tiny seat in a shitty airline where the seats get smaller and smaller and you get no complimentary food and it stank and the seats are stained and now you're paying so much for carry-on when it used to be free. And you got to have all the outfits and you got to pay for your hair to look a certain way. Oh man, I'm just ranting. Obviously, I took my fucking medicine. Top comment by Devious Whippet with 2.4K upvotes. I am not confident in my appearance at all, but you know who tells me I'm beautiful? Even though I look like a yam? My mom and sisters. Fuck your wife's family for doing that to her. By a deleted user, her mom and sister will at least look shocked when you break it to them. And OP replies, no, they won't. They have the facial mobility. They have the facial mobility of a bilateral stroke victim. That's hilarious. Dondi-419 comments, I would like to add that I did not think there were that many guys out there with a weird blue squid lady fetish. They're quoting OP. Remember, you did post the story to Reddit. And OP replies, yeah, still really odd. Oh, good Lord. And Flaming Troll drops some paragraphs on us. Ooh. You and your wife will need to keep in mind that her mother and sister, Bruce Campbell face ass motherfuckers, purposely sabotaged her face. Yes, really, they did that. It may be subconscious or consciously, but it is very odd to read the state of play and how this came about. I advise you to research cluster B types. If you are not already aware, every family seems to have at least one petty, spiteful, jealous, covetous, disruptive, and sometimes dangerous family member or in-law that is naturally inclined and often outright purposeful in nature to hurt everyone else. That's me. I like to stab my family members. Yeah, fucking cut them when I see them. I would think very long and hard about even telling the mother and sister your intentions of taking a cooling off period, giving them an awareness that they harmed you and your wife, their daughter/sister, is telling them you are both vulnerable and that they have affected you both. You're telling them they were successful. Them being aware you are seeking counseling or anything personal is a bad idea. They are owed nothing. They should get nothing. What they did to her is basically criminal. They should never be trusted again. Don't you realize? They weaponized your wife's love for you and fear of losing you to cause her to cut her face up. My family were psychopaths. My in-laws were sociopaths. I had to spend years teaching myself to be better and physically recover after I left my family. My father put me in a coma and I almost died. Then again, the same with my wife and her family. Her mother broke her until she developed an eating disorder, and she almost died. My wife was a former athlete and runway model. She was the last to need such attention. Her mother was jealous, and my wife was acceptable back then. Today, my wife is strong and doesn't need to interact with her family, minus her amazing young sister. They no longer engage in being abused, and I am so proud of them. These types of people are dangerous. Even if you are not sure, they are malicious. Look at what they have already made your wife do to herself. So you owe it to each other to be very cautious with such people. Give them nothing, quarantine them. Look at what they've already done to her. You are each other's partner. Protecting each other is of paramount importance. You've got this, OP. Ooh, this is the one right here. And OP comments a few more times about their love for each other and how he won't leave her and that they're on their way to Spain. So I hope he stuck around with her and I hope they're getting help. And I truly, truly, truly hope they're going to counseling, getting therapy, and cutting these people off, blocking them, and paying attention to their needs, and decoupling themselves from society's disgusting expectations that are forced onto all of us for billionaires' profits. We're over in r/am I the asshole with an H, with a post by Prior Bus 9723. Am I the asshole for telling my wife that I'm ending our marriage because I found her brother at our house again and said it in front of him? I, male 38, left my wife, Kelly, female 38, today. 5 years together, 4 married. I have battled her lack of boundaries about her family for the past 2 years. I understand that they are very close-knit, but she never paid attention to how their dynamics affected our relationship. I experienced every just no family situation. My food was eaten, showing up uninvited, meddling, you name it. 9 months ago, mother-in-law and father-in-law began divorce proceedings. He cheated, fell madly in love with a side chick with whom he's lived for the past 15 years. And he decided that he wants to get remarried. He kicked everyone out of the house. There was an emergency. So I agreed to help out. I so fucking regret it. I had to take in 4 people, but they couldn't think to avoid constantly pissing me off. I got sick of finding them using our private bathroom. They had complete access to the other full bathroom by the hallway. Sister-in-law taking naps on our bed, which is creepy because a bed is too personal. Yeah. I came home late and we had to wake her up and still waited for her to snap out of her groggy state so that she could walk out. It lasted for 3 months, but the problems persisted. No matter how many times I told my wife and even told them, they still showed up at random hours. Even if I didn't run into them, I know she was allowing them to come over. I hated their presence. They would eat my snacks and get on my expensive recliner chair, which again, they didn't contribute a penny for. I had a mini orchid that they picked empty. Things got so tense that I blew up at her in front of them. They left, we had a fight, and I ended up sleeping in a hotel. I warned her many times about being fed up and needing her to support me. She acted like I was demanding that she abandon her family. Today, I came home to find her brother's car blocking the entrance. Not on the side, and not even in the driveway, just right in the middle, where my only option would be to get on the lawn. I go inside, and he's laying with his shoes on the couch. He gave me this fresh smile, like he's untouchable. I went to our bedroom and packed as much of my belongings as possible and ignored her pleas to talk. There's nothing else to talk about. I already called a few lawyers, but I haven't received any replies yet. She cried, but at this point, I have no empathy. I don't even know if I overreacted or if I needed to discuss this in private. I feel defeated and angry, and I also hate her family with my soul. They knew they were hurting our relationship, and they didn't care. She knew that I'm a private person who hates being invaded. I helped them because I love her, and I didn't have the balls to let them go sleep in their car. We don't have kids, but there are so many things that would be left undone. I loved her so much, but I just can't do this. She called me immediately after I left, and I told her that my decision is final. She sounded shaken, but I told her right now, I despise her and will never be able to sleep next to her again. Ooh. And he apologizes. I have a migraine right now. I'm just coming here because I wanted to ask if leaving that way that I did, was I an asshole? Was it an asshole move? And maybe I should have announced my intention of ending our marriage after her brother was gone. No, 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 not the asshole. No, no. It sounds like this whole family is fucked up. Multiple generations are fucked up. Ugh. And the typos got me so confused. Has her dad been living with the side chick for 15 years, or has he just been in love with the side chick for 15 years? Because if he has, then your wife was 23. So all of her adult life, she hasn't seen her parents have a good relationship, at least from her father's side. Probably definitely the mother's side. And so as she gets married in her early 30s and divorced in her late 30s, she potentially doesn't know what a good relationship looks like. I don't know when he started cheating, but 15 years is a long time. Maybe it's not his first time cheating. Ooh. Top comment by Blood Money Morality with 5.6K votes. I want to know the brother's reaction to you saying you were leaving her in front of him. Come on, details. I need them details. Yeah. NOP replies, nothing. He looked surprised, but mostly kept his "this not fault, it's not my fault, I'm innocent" face, as always. Ooh. And Club Chaos replies to him, not gonna lie, man, I know these exact personalities, and they are infinitely insufferable people. Usually also the ones that believe because they use measured, cool, and calm demeanor, they are somehow always in the right. And you are always seen as emotionally reactive because they say incendiary things. And I definitely know people like that. Motherfuckers are always like, don't be emotional, don't be emotional. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. My brain has already fired off all the chemicals. You getting a reaction from me is simply me not crashing out at the end of your life. Right? That is my prefrontal cortex doing its job and making all these cuss words come out. Instead of me just, going in my pocket and long cutie type 2 replies to Club Chaos. These are the kind of people that take pleasure in pissing people off. When you react in any explosive way, they can point at you and say, you're the one that was angry. They remain calm. How could it possibly be their fault? Nothing makes me angrier, which is unfortunate because I don't want them to win. I'm right there with you. Ugh. And Bob_Barker Forever comments, have you asked your wife why she cares so little about herself? And that she allows her family to run over and disrespect her marriage and its boundaries? And OP replied, I tried everything, but she feels like she needs to indulge them. I would have preferred they came over while I wasn't home, but I didn't trust her or them not to disrespect my belongings. It was everything. Food, toiletries that went missing, etc. She got on the defensive and said that I had it out for her family, hence our fighting. No, if motherfuckers eat my food, I'm sitting in my chair, laid up on my couch with your shoes on, sleeping in my bed. My bed. And I feel like information was left out. Forget the food. Who sleeps in the bed with all their clothes on? I know this chick had to at least have her shirt off. We're putting dead skin cells in somebody else's fucking bed. Oil and sweat, hair, just all types of different bacteria that did not come from the owners of the bed, let alone the fucking house. Awkward Otter replies with a paragraph. Your soon-to-be ex needs therapy. Her parents' dynamic is toxic. I need sleep. Her parents' dynamic is toxic as fuck. To remain legally married for nearly 20 years while her father lived with a mistress is bonkers. Other than he probably just wanted to avoid alimony / child support. And that broken home / failed marriage definitely explains your soon-to-be ex's pathology and aggressive self-loathing. She's hyper overcompensating for what neither of her parents did, provide a stable, safe place for her family. In doing so, she's trying to buy back the happy family she wants by giving them, or more accurately, allowing them to take everything at all expenses. And that's why she's so defensive when it comes to you questioning her behavior. She's so preoccupied with keeping them warm that she couldn't even notice that she was setting you on fire and keeping you burning. Oof. Any opposition to her actions is a threat to her attempts at retroactive self-preservation. It's tragic that she probably doesn't even notice the parallel between her and her dad. Too focused on her own desire to accept and correct the harm she's done to her partner. You deserve better. Ooh, awkward Otter cooking. Cook. And everybody else, like, I would absolutely divorce. I separate the finances immediately. And if you're going to dip out, take your recliner too. Take your recliner. Oof. We got an update. We headed over to the update. Yeah. And it's not really an update, but it's more of a reading. I hate you. I will never be able to forgive you, nor your incestuous family. The way that your mom openly talked about sex and all the bodily sensations that she had with father-in-law was disturbing. And when I talked to you about it, you said that I was a prude, that your mom taught you that sex is a natural thing. Except that father-in-law fucking left her for his coworker because he hates you all. Yeah, your dad fucked up and you hate him, but you still expect him to help you out. I told you long ago that your family's intrusive behavior was hurting us. Us. The constant passive aggressiveness, your brother drinking straight from the juice carton in our refrigerator that he paid nothing for. It wouldn't have killed him to pour it in a glass, but again, all of you are animals. Yes, you too. All I wanted was to be able to keep our belongings in good condition and not be constantly angry because you allowed your family to borrow things. I was a fucking fool. I completely missed the truth. You didn't want me. I don't think you ever loved me. I organized your birthdays and I held out hope that your family and I would get along after every celebration, since the mood might help. But your family always did something to remind me. Remember how your cute other brother left a huge grease stain on our freshly painted garage and you yelled at me the minute I noticed? Remember how you said, "What? Don't start." Yeah, because I guess I was good enough to pay for it, but I shouldn't open my mouth. I'm loathing you right now. Remember how you lied about taking a pay cut, but went ahead and gave your good for nothing brother a weekly payment so that he could appease his ex wife for unpaid child support? Remember how I found out because your whore of a mother called me asking why the money hadn't hit his account? Remember how you withdrew sex and affection because I was mad that you lied to me? And on top of that, you said that I will never be able to be the same as your family because they were there first. Remember how I cried and walked around with a knot in my throat because you said I was shitty and manipulative for feeling down and that I was crazy for feeling the way that I did and that I was irritating? You are not the person that I married, and they are not the family that I once cared about. I moved away from my family to be with you. All of you. Fuck you. I was never treated as family again after I objected to your brother taking liberties. Remember how I had to clean after they left a mess and you started calling me anal and OCD? You made sure that I felt your abandonment. I don't care how much you love your family. I'm just relieved that I'm out. Despite all the pain that I'm feeling right now, I'm glad that your father finally divorced your mom. I used to feel so bad for her, but she had it coming. Didn't your dad cheat on his ex and got your mom pregnant? Isn't your golden child of a brother an affair baby? Yeah. 40 something years later, she's still playing for what she did. I used to judge your dad for being a cheater, but who knows? I guess your mother didn't deserve better. I wish you the worst in life, just like you gave me. I want you to have to cry in your car because you can't even let it out at home. I wish you moments in which you don't want to get home because you know there will be people who hate you sitting in the living room. I want you to feel lonely and to sit among people who will either tell insulting jokes to your face or simply ignore you. Remember how they love to tell jokes to diminish my confidence and you stay quiet? Remember how you said I was too sensitive? Remember how your brother got jumped and got his ass kicked at work? Yeah, all of you cried injustice. No, I'm glad. I hope it happens again. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Yeah, that's OP's reading. Not really much of an update, but a little bit of journaling he did on Reddit, you know? So if you ever think these stories are fake and you're curious how these people are feeling, yeah. Just take a listen to I Hate You by Prior-Bus 9723. Ooh. Yeah. You can find this one for yourself and read the comments if you prefer. I want to read a different story now. I'm hot. We're over in the r/am I the asshole with an H subreddit with a post by potential_low_8645. Am I the asshole for giving crappy Christmas gifts and ruining my marriage? Throwaway account for anonymity. I, 31 female, married my soon-to-be ex-husband, 33 male, in 2018. My in laws never liked me and made it clear. Soon to be ex insisted that they were just putting up a tough exterior and they'll grow to love me. To show how evil they are, one time I joined them for dinner and brought a cake I made because I was always raised to be a gracious guest. When I stepped into the kitchen and offered the cake to his mother as a thank you for inviting me, she took the plate over to the garbage bin, dumped it in, and handed me the plate back. When I told my husband what she did, he confronted her, and all of a sudden, the crocodile tears started. And she claimed she grabbed the plate but didn't get a good grip. I let go too quickly and it fell to the floor. So, of course, it had to be thrown away. My sister in law confirmed that was what happened. I hate these people already. My soon to be ex owned his own business, and they called me a gold digger behind his back. Of course, they insisted on a prenup, which I didn't care about because I never thought my marriage would end and it would appease them and may allow them to finally treat me kindly. Nope. His business failed once COVID hit. We went through his savings and my own trying to keep it afloat. I refused to go into debt to keep it going, so he closed it down. In 2022, he was suffering from really bad depression because he lost his business and couldn't find work. He suggested we move to his hometown, closer to his family, so he had a larger support network. Against my best judgment, we did. He wanted to not he wanted to only work part-time while he tried to restart his business. So I became the main breadwinner, and as with most wives, I became the person in charge of buying gifts. Stupid old me thought buying them was thoughtful. Buying thoughtful, expensive gifts would finally make them see me, uh, and I wanted to be accepted by them. Gifts to us were a couple's gift, but clearly for my soon to be ex only. Every holiday was spent with them. Monthly dinners with the whole family. After a year, I realized that if I ever tried to talk or join a conversation, everyone would go quiet. So I just stopped talking when I visited. In early December, they finalized plans for Christmas. A few days later, my soon to be ex said his family decided they didn't want me to join them for Christmas Eve dinner and Christmas lunch because I ruined the family vibe. I replied, fine, we'll do our own thing instead. My soon to be ex sheepishly looked away and said he was still going to go. I was livid and so disappointed in him. That was the moment I knew my marriage was over. So I returned the presents I had bought for his family. In their place, I got one pair of novelty business socks for father-in-law, a supermarket brand bottle of shampoo for mother-in-law, the nastiest perfume I could find at the dollar store for sister-in-law. The most expensive gift was a large rawhide bone for brother-in-law and his wife's chihuahua. Too big for his jaw to get around, rendering it a useless gift. I saved about $600 to put on a deposit for a new apartment. My husband came home from Christmas lunch telling me I humiliated him and embarrassed him in front of his family. I asked him why would he think I buy gifts for people who clearly don't like me and don't want me around. Served divorce papers last week. Remember how he was supposed to be a millionaire by now, so we had to get that prenup? Soon to be ex is not eligible for any of my savings. It was required to keep separate accounts, and he's not eligible for alimony either. He doesn't have money for rent and auto insurance. Not my problem anymore. Some of my friends and family and on my side are on my side. You didn't type that right, OP. And proud that I went out in a blaze of glory. Others are telling me that I was way too petty, which isn't really like me. So am I the asshole? No. No. Not the asshole. Um, you shouldn't have moved though. I don't know how far away you moved to be closer to his family, but mm, 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 mm. So this honestly annoys me. I really want people to treat themselves better. I don't want to call you the asshole for leaving the way you did, but I want to call you the asshole for sticking around and putting up with all this bullshit. You were honestly just being walked all over, and I never vibe with that whatsoever. I can understand, like, in the moment, you may not have the best response, or you're like shocked, you're in awe, you're thrown off, you can't really find the words, but being treated like that over and over and over and over again, no. Top comment with 7.3K upvotes by icy underscore material underscore 4387. Not the asshole. He chose his family over you and still expected you to buy all the presents. This was perfectly planned and well deserved for every one of them, including him. And OP replies, he only worked 12 hours a week at Walmart so he could do non existent work restarting his business. I make just over six figures, and I can't believe I didn't realize years ago I was the family ATM. Girl, you were being used and abused. You're the asshole for being so dumb and sticking around. Louis or Liu, 1845 comments. Not the asshole. So thoughtful of them to insist on a prenup. I hope you send them a sincere thank you note after the divorce is finalized. And OP replied, my lawyer even laughed that the prenup that was set up for him is going to be what we use for me. It required both spouses to maintain separate bank accounts, and each spouse could keep 100% of their savings. No spouse eligible for alimony. And Averwinda replies to that, you should send his mother a thank you card for the prenup. Hinduka, Kuxhh, that's how they spell Ka, commented, I would say be glad you did not have children with him. Be glad you can escape and be free with no strings. P.S. This relationship should be a learning lesson on the love that you want for yourself and the life you want, not a loss. And OP replies, first thing I did after I moved into my new apartment was adopt an older cat from the shelter. He was allergic and I couldn't, the double negatives, and I couldn't never adopt one since we first started living together. We're just two old hags living our best lives after being rejected. OP, get your shit together. Ooh. And Street Substance 2548 replies, you're not old, silly. So glad you are enjoying the company of an older cat. Car is interesting, but not as cuddly because OP misspelled cats. Who appreciates you and will show that far more than Soon-to-be X ever did. And if you're ever reading Reddit stories, STBX is the acronym for Soon-to-be X. OP replies, don't. Just noticed the typo. Keeping it in because it's actually hilarious. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, Richie. Beep, beep. This is so short, and there aren't any updates with this one from OP, but I just want to talk to you guys. This upsets my family. When you decide to pick and choose to be with someone for the rest of your life, you're picking them over your family. Over your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your mother and your father. They come first before you pop kids out. And then the kids come first because you got to take care of the kids. Right. And religious people are going to sometimes be like, no, you got to put your wife first. No, you got to put your husband first. Because if you don't put them first, how are you going to take care of the kids? You can tie for first place. You can tie for first place. Right. Your kids need your full attention, love, support, and education because they have nothing. They didn't ask to be here. You brought them into this world with absolutely nothing. They are incomplete beings, and you have to craft and mold them so they become adults and not serial killers. So, OP, I want you to work on yourself, and if any other people are in similar situations to these, I want you to realize your own inadequacies, your own weaknesses, your own willingness to be stepped on, and fix those. Therapy. Therapy will help you. There are lots of YouTube videos and TikToks you can watch, and I'm sure there are support groups on Facebook and people you can probably follow on Instagram, and you can watch their journeys or whatever the fuck, right? But don't let yourself become a punching bag or an ATM for an entire side of a family that doesn't like you. Why are you working just to take care of people who don't like you? Don't. Moving on. I got a fucking farts. But the fart went back up. No. How much time do I got? 40 minutes. 5:17. Okay. I'm a liar. My bad. My fault. There are several updates. What? What? Many thanks to everyone for their support in my last post. I thought I'd send a small update. First, for those who asked how the deposit on my new apartment was only $600 from the gifts I saved on, it certainly wasn't. I had to dip into savings, but that $600 helped. My soon-to-be ex didn't bother reaching out to me after I left until he was served the divorce papers, and my lawyer made it clear we're exercising the prenup. Then it was loving voicemails and texts, of which I never picked up, from him and his family for a few days, trying to convince me to come back, which eventually turned to threatening and cruel voicemails and texts when it was clear that I wasn't budging. My lawyer suggested I don't block them so we can have evidence of harassment if needed. Basically, give them the rope to hang themselves with. But last night, I got a call after call from my soon-to-be ex. Stupidly, I picked up thinking there was some kind of emergency or something. I barely got a hello out when he said, "The rent is a week late." I told him, "That's strange because I paid my landlord 6 days ago." He paused and sighed dramatically and replied, "No, the rent for here." I reminded him I don't live there and he shouldn't expect rent. His parents both texted me that they're going to sue me to pay the remainder of the lease entirely. I'm not worried about having an eviction on my record since the apartment is in his parents' names. Ooh. When we first announced we were moving to his hometown, they rented an apartment for us right away so we could move right in. They've been renewing the lease each year. We had to pay his parents, and then they'd write a check to the landlord, who has no idea who soon-to-be ex and I are, let alone that we lived there. Red flag. I know. I'm glad I have a few weeks to prep my leaving since they'd probably use the fact that it's their apartment to kick me out immediately. Divorce is probably going to be a bumpy ride with this man-child and his psycho parents. Any advice from anyone who's been through it? is welcome. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Top comment by Mama Kim 661. OMG, this is priceless. And they got you 3.4K upvotes. They deserve everything they're going to get with everything in their name. We're going to need an update as things go. Don't block and just mute them. Lawyer's right. Use the prenup. Don't back down. You got this. Ooh. JRM1102 comments with 5.1K upvotes. How was that not the top comment? It seems like you have everything under control. Best of luck. You'll need it with them. And OP replies, thank you. Is Go with two Z's and comments, do you even have a contract at the place your soon-to-be ex is living? I don't think they have a basis for suing you. LOL. What does your lawyer say? OP replies, lawyer is confident they have no leg to stand on. I haven't signed a single any type of lease, and utilities are in their name too. Ooh, because they were afraid of having too many names connected to the apartment and the landlord finding out. So they are on the hook for everything that doesn't get paid, but hey, that was their choice and their scheming. Fafo, fuck around and find out. Amazing Wave drops the comments. That's is spot on. So they committed fraud on the landlord. Expect you to pay everything, and now think they have some grounds for legal action? Huh? You are an awesome goddess. Skip away free like Dorothy down the yellow brick road. Girl, where are these updates at? Update number 2. Hi, if this isn't the right place to post any updates, please direct me to a subreddit that better fits. Because we're still in Am I the Asshole with Nate. Super sorry if I'm annoying members who aren't interested, but a few requested an update. First update, we're skipping. So the people who commented that my soon-to-be former in-laws were probably charging my soon-to-be ex and me more than the amount on the lease, you called it. And we wouldn't have found out if they weren't so entitled and determined to hurt me. They got a cousin who happens to be a lawyer to send me a letter demanding I pay the entirety of the remainder of the lease, or they will file suit and force me to pay it. Clearly a scare tactic, so my lawyer sent a formal request to their lawyer for a copy of the lease, which I've never seen, and a copy of their written agreement with us as subleases, which doesn't exist. Ooh. They sent the lease and insisted the sublease agreement was a verbal contract. Not only is subleasing explicitly prohibited, but my mother-in-law and father-in-law have been charging us an extra $200 a month. So we've notified the landlord that I've been living there with my soon-to-be ex, and the leases were living in their house throughout the duration of the lease. You typed that wrong. And sent copies of my driver's license with the address and over 2 years of banking credit statements with the address listed. They were served a 30-day eviction notice yesterday, which I know about because mother-in-law left a voicemail about me kicking my soon-to-be ex out of his home and that she now drives with a baseball bat in her car and she'll be keeping an eye out for me. Law. Obviously, my lawyer's expertise in family law, and this was out of her purview, so she referred me to a colleague who focuses on real estate law. We met today to devise a battle plan, and I am now suing my mother-in-law and father-in-law for all the money I can prove I transferred for rent for the entirety of the residency there, since the apartment was technically not a legal apartment to rent since they couldn't sublease. Ooh, no clean hands to rent us and then sue me? Crazy. He's not sure how a judge will buy it, and it's way beyond my state's civil compensation limit, but he's confident that it will scare them and leave them open to settling just for returning the additional $200 a month from each payment. Which I think is fair, because I did live there with my soon-to-be ex, so I don't think it's right to get all the rent money back. I'm an adult, and adults pay rent. I don't want them to have the satisfaction of saying I'm using the divorce as a windfall. On soon-to-be ex's front, there's no new news there. We will likely need to go to family court for a separation order since he won't agree to the financial details of the separation agreements my lawyer has drafted. My state requires a 1-year separation period before a divorce can be finalized, so this is going to be a long process. A few people asked why he did what he did and if he's offered any kind of explanation or justification. We haven't really talked since he was served. I don't know if he just fell out of love, but I was still financially convenienced, or if the mask finally lifted, or if it was being so close to his family and them having opportunities to manipulate him. I don't know, and I don't care. I don't need closure. I need them all gone. Looking back, making promises during couples counseling and slowly regressing back is enough closure. Knowing he allowed his family to treat me like crap for so long is closure. That final betrayal at Christmas is closure. My focus isn't on figuring it out. It's making sure I'm happy. Oof, OP spitting with that one. Top comments by Fart Master Champ. Boy, I will let one rip right now. With 1.5K upvotes. I don't know and I don't care. I don't need closure. I need them all gone, quote unquote. That's how you know you're starting to heal. Too many people let toxic exes back in their lives in the name of closure. The truth is that when someone hurts you like that, it's not your job to figure out why. What matters is they did, and you need to leave to protect yourself. You're absolutely amazing. I disagree. You need to understand why you let it happen to yourself. You need to understand what these types of people are with these personalities. Absolutely. You need to get a grasp and understanding of that. So it does not happen again in the future. You have a type. You have a physical type. You have a mental type. You pick that type up. You spend time with them. You love them. You moved in with them. You spend years together. You do not need to pick the same person again. OP replies, thank you. Honestly, I feel like a new person. I feel like someone who's been ill and finally able to go outside and breathe fresh air. Ooh. Yeah. Nah, you do need to figure out what the fuck. Ooh. A deleted user comments, keep their calls and text messages as evidence for a protective order. And OP replies, absolutely. She's going to regret it because she works for the school district and a restraining order won't let her teach. It's about to blow up in her face. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. Darth Kiwi Chris comments, don't forget to investigate suing for the return of money invested in this business. It was premarital assets and exempt from prenup. Worth a shot to see if you can recover some / all that wasted savings. And OP replies, I never thought of this. I'll bring it up when I meet with my lawyer next. The girl ain't about to get a payout. Ooh, hopefully she goes to a different lawyer. Gosh, golly geez. Gosh, golly geez. Update number 3. Hi, everyone. I posted here a few months ago and everyone's super supportive. Thank you. I thought I'd send through an update, and it's actually a positive one. Summary of the previous events, that is the clownery of my life, that I will skip, because you've been listening this entire time. So I had our first, and it turns out only, mediation meeting with the in-laws about the excess rent they were charging me and my ex a few weeks ago. The in-laws tried to claim they charged us extra for their role as property managers of the apartment. They couldn't explain in any way what they did as property managers to justify a fee of $200 a month, other than chatting with their son about the apartment several times a month, i.e. charging us to talk to their own son. Then it came to the sublease being a verbal contract, since we never signed anything, and my lawyer asked on which date I verbally agreed. to which I never did. And since my ex handled all those conversations with his parents prior to our move, I wonder if he was getting money from them. They said they couldn't remember. But since I moved in, I obviously agreed to the arrangement they made for my ex. My lawyer told them that it sounds like any verbal contract was with their son, and given the terms were oral and unclear, they will be too difficult and costly for them to enforce. Ooh, he added, all of that is a moot point since they didn't have the authority to sublease anyway, and their case wouldn't get more than 30 seconds it would take for the judge to dismiss it. He then told them that we'd be pursuing the lawsuit unless they settle for returning $6,200, and we'll give them time to discuss the deal with their lawyer. I was suing for the return of the excess, not the full rent, since I lived in the apartment. Within an hour, their lawyer called mine to agree to a settlement of $5,400, since technically the little bit my ex paid for rent should have a proportionate amount applied to some of that excess. We agreed to it. $1,200, that's it. My divorce lawyer also sent them a cease and desist letter about the harassment, warning them that if it continues, I will file a restraining order and I have plenty of evidence to have it granted. A lot of people ask why I haven't done this already, but I'd rather not go nuclear unless I have to. My mother-in-law's job would very likely be affected if she has a restraining order, and she will just go scorched earth even harder. Thankfully, this seems to have been enough of a wake-up call for her in particular, and the texts, emails, and voicemails have stopped entirely. I also learned from mutual friends that my ex was already on dating apps a few weeks after I left, but apparently nothing goes beyond a first date. I guess a woman don't want to get involved with a 33-year-old unemployed entrepreneur who lives with and lives off his parents and is still chasing some elusive business he hasn't been able to start up. Lol. All communication with him has been through my lawyer except for two incidents. A few weeks ago, he called me at 3 a.m. completely drunk, leaving a voicemail asking to fix things. He called the next day to apologize for that. I guess this will likely be my final update. Now I just have to wait for the divorce to be finalized and done. There is a huge weight off my shoulders. OP. I want you to get some therapy. Top comment, what a great update. Congratulations. And OP replies, thank you. For the past 5 months have been like whiplash. It's a relief to finally feel settled. And Pit_4 replies, if you can, please let us know when the divorce is finalized so we can celebrate for you. Glad the harassment has stopped and that you at least got some of your money back. And OP replies, the unfortunate thing to this, I've lost most of it to lawyer fees. But even if I ended up with $1, I know it would still piss them off. Ah, man. Man, I would want them to pay for that. I would want them to pay. That's awesome that she has a cat, though. All right. I really hope she goes to therapy. People. Go to therapy. We're over in the Am I the Asshole subreddit with a post by Rhode Island 123. Am I the asshole for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage? I, female 30, don't have the best relationship with my husband's mom. Since day one, she tried to make remarks and compare me to her. She then tried to get on my good side and started overly praising everything I do, and sometimes even copying me, like that one time when she literally dyed her hair purple, just like mine. And when everyone pointed out how ridiculous she looked, she actually blamed me and accused me of trying to make a joke out of her. So anyways, my husband and I took 2 weeks off work to go visit some places out of the country. Tourism, in other words. The thing is, I was the one who saved up for and arranged for the trip. My husband was responsible for booking the tickets. My husband's mom wanted to come along and threw temper tantrums when I said no. She called, texted, sent people to talk to me into letting her come, even threatened to call the police and make some complaint up to get us to stay if she can't come. My husband said we should just take her, but I told him he was wrong and to tell her about the trip in the first place. He gave me an ultimatum. He said he wouldn't go if she can't come, and I told him I'd gladly call his bluff, which made him take his words back and say, fine. I will tell her to stop because we won't take her. This weirdo. Things got quieter, suspiciously quieter. The day of the trip came, and we got to the airport at 2 p.m. My husband was walking ahead of me and was looking left and right like he was looking for someone. I asked him, but he didn't respond. He led me to the waiting room, and first thing I saw was his mom standing there with her luggage. I froze in my spot. I felt a cold wave washing over me, and I was fuming inside. She and my husband were hugging. That's when I quietly turned around and started walking towards the exit. My husband followed me while shouting at me to stop. He tried to stop me, but I told him off the harshest way possible. He tried to say I was overreacting and that his mom was there anyway, and I should let it go and not mess the trip up for us. I told him he and his mom could still go and that I was going home. I went home and sobbed into my dog's fur for several minutes. Turned out he booked her a ticket without me knowing. An hour later, he came home yelling and raging about how pathetic and spiteful I was to walk out and go home and ruin the trip last minute. I told him he caused this to happen. He said that I was being so hard on his mom is ridiculous. I refused to fight anymore, but he kept on berating me, then called my family to tell them that the trip was canceled and that it was because of me. My family said that I shouldn't have ruined it for myself and should have sucked it up and done my best to enjoy. Did I really overreact? You underreacted in some ways? No. Your emotions were misplaced. You were crying, expressing your sadness when you should have been expressing your rage. There is no reason why you couldn't have cracked him over the head with a hammer. Ugh. Top comment. I don't want to call the divorce card, but divorce. It says peanut butter underscore toast underscore with 82,000 upvotes. 82,000. You told your boundaries. You said no. She crossed it. Your husband told you he wouldn't tell, he would, my bad. Your husband told you he would tell her no. He lied. He tried to pin you in a corner by not saying anything and bringing her anyways, and got upset you refused to be part of his little trap. And then to berate you, he's not a good man. He needs to go. OP, you need to dip the fuck out too. Good Lord. Good Lord. Ooh, and OP replies, and I lost the comment, and I found it. Correct. I did say no in the nicest way, but she was having none of it. Seeing my husband giving in to her tantrums made me feel weaker, but I still kept trying to hold that boundary, even after he himself said he wouldn't unless she go. You didn't put the ES there. It was stressful and very exhausting, and I really considered canceling way earlier, but tried harder because I really wanted this trip. You should have canceled their tickets right then and there. You should have went to the bathroom, canceled his tickets, canceled his tickets, called airport security to come grab his ass because hopefully you were there early enough. And then finessed around his mom because she probably would have saw airport security dragging him off because he definitely would have made a scene and she would have made a scene. And you should have went on your trip. Otaku dash San 617 replies to OP. He chose his mother over you. It will never get better. Time to get a lawyer. And a big F you to anyone who told you to suck it up and make the best of it. Ugh. OP replies, it really felt like he did, which hurt me beyond measure, but he constantly tells me that things aren't how I see them and that I should really give his mom a chance and open my heart to her. You don't see the gaslighting? What? What? He's literally telling you that the way you perceive existence is not reality. That is literally how it fucking works. Once you're gone, existence itself is gone to you. So nothing else matters to you because you're gone. What the fuck? Ruby Larkspur 87 comments, not the asshole. He gave you an ultimatum. No loving partner would ever put you in that position. He's a mummy's boy, and she's manipulative and toxic. You have every right to enjoy a holiday with your husband without them behaving like children. You did the right thing. The next right thing to do is leave. He doesn't respect you. And OP replies, I didn't know he'd really take it this far and actually give an ultimatum. That shook me, and I'm not going to lie. From the moment he gave this ultimatum, I really wanted to cancel. OP, you don't even see how bad it is. This is enmeshment. This is enmeshment. She raised that boy up to be what she wanted in a partner. And she doesn't see herself in you. That's why she hates you, because you're not her. She wants that boy to be hers forever. And it's fucking creepy. Second rat comments, not the asshole. I'll be lied to you and put his mother before you. I'd be looking to get out of that marriage. That would be a deal breaker for me. And OP replies to second rat, the thing is, he didn't even pay for anything. And I really wanted us to have some special time together as a couple and was really looking forward to have this trip. So much that I worked hours to be able to save for it. Girl, you got a cheap ass, broke ass, loser ass husband. Oh my God. He's so manipulative and he's been gaslighting you for years, probably. Do you deserve this treatment? Just for being dumb, yes. For everything else, who you are as a person, fuck no. Nobody deserves to be treated like this. Ugh, but you're acting like you want it. We're going to go over to the update. I don't want to read any more comments on that particular post. Ooh. Updates. Update. Hello. I don't know where to begin. It's been an absolute nightmare recently, and I feel like I was losing my sanity. So for more details about my situation, I have to admit that my husband's mom favors him over all his siblings. This affected his relationship with them and me as well. He's never seen an issue with how differently his mom treats them. It bothered me and made me feel uncomfortable. The whole dynamic made me feel uncomfortable. Going low contact has never been an option. Like he has to see her or call her every day. Most of his siblings don't talk to him, and I 100% believe it's because of his mom's favoritism, like I said. He does bear some blame for not seeing how wrong it is till this day. In many instances, I found myself making excuses for his behavior. Even in my post, I did it spontaneously, and I don't know why, because you have been manipulated for years, girl. But I guess it's because of how much I love him and because I really wanted to be able to work things out without letting all this affect our marriage. Regarding what happened with the trip, he tried to have a talk with me, and most of what he said came from a place of blame. Blame towards me. I just couldn't continue with this argument. I told him I needed space and that I would be going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't take it well. He literally got up from the couch and opened the door, telling me to go right then, in that moment, seeing how he was still not even anywhere near understanding what he has done just made things perfectly clear to me. I just had pictured years and years of my life being lived like that. And I was like, no, I can't do it. Can't take it any more of it, especially when he keeps focusing on being right every time. His mom can do no wrong. I'm always the crazy, jealous, pathetic overreactor. All these people's opinions and advice and concerns were like a spark, like the wake up call I really needed. Though I wish that it didn't get this far, but what's done is done. Right now, I'm staying with my sister. I brought my dog with me as well. He sent me his last message telling me I'm the one choosing to end what we had together. But I believe it's the other way around, especially with how he keeps making his mom the victim in the situation. It's become clear now that we keep going in circles and with no end in reach, and I'm just so exhausted and overwhelmed. I'm not mad at him and I don't expect him to change, but at least I'm given options to decide what's best for me and my future, even if it's separation and divorce. A big thank you to those who reached out with resources that I feel very, very lucky to have come across. Just wanted to give you an update since many of you asked for it. OP, I hope you fucking dipped. I hope you fucking dipped. I hope you didn't spin back. I would be so pissed if you spun back. I would be so fucking angry. Oh, I would be so mad. Top comment. Oh, with 19K upvotes. Sorry you are going through this. It says Cadmium 2093. But I'm also so very, very, very proud of you. You are standing up for yourself, putting yourself first, looking into the future, and making sure it will be what you want it to be. I wish you the best of luck. Give the doggo the biggest of hugs and lots of pets. Say what? 91 comments with 16K upvotes. I remember your original post. I'm sorry your husband is such a dingbat, but I do think you're doing the right thing. If he doesn't cut the umbilical cord, it's a dead relationship. I'm glad you have your sister and doggo for support. My face hurts. My face hurts. Ooh. Where are we at here? Let me see, you guys. What? I swore there were comments. I swore there were comments. What happened? What the fuck? Hold on. I think it refreshed on me. I'm kind of mad now. Oh, maybe there weren't. OP did not reply. That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. I should have ended this off on a happier post, on a happier story. But at least she's starting to see through all the bullshit. Hopefully she gets enough time away from him and gets enough interactions with other people who aren't him and his family and any shitty friends that she may have that sided with him and all the bullshit that he said and any other family members, because he was a weird fucking creep who decided to try and poison the well and get his story out to her family first. I hope she gets support from her family and they all turn around and get on her side and hear the truth and beat the brakes off him. Well, no. Yeah? No. Yeah? Nah. He doesn't deserve to be beat up. He just deserves to be alone. I hope you get lots and lots of therapy and you heal and you become a better person. I hope he gets lots and lots of therapy and he gets from underneath his mom's ass. Ugh. Fucking weirdos, man. Enmeshment and attachment theory. We're over on attachmentproject.com/psychology/enmeshment/ so many forward slashes. A close bond with a loved one couldn't be a bad thing, right? Well, if you lose your sense of individuality to a relationship, or if the boundaries between independence and connection are strongly blurred, then it may be due to something called enmeshment. Enmeshment refers to relationships that have become so intertwined that boundaries are non existent or identical. While this concept most often occurs between a primary caregiver and their child, it can also happen in romantic relationships. Although enmeshment can initially lessen worries about abandonment and rejection, ongoing enmeshments can lead to resentments and low relationship satisfaction. So, recognizing the signs can lead to more understanding and ultimately healthier relationships. To answer your questions on enmeshment and how it relates to attachment theory, this article will cover so much. So much. Do I want to read this all, or do I want to let you guys read it? Enmeshment is a psychological concept first introduced by Salvador Minuchin in the early 1920s. Minuchin, Minuchin? Minuchin. Minuchin. Minuchin used enmeshment to describe family relationships struggling to balance independence and connection. According to the American Psychological Association, the definition of enmeshment is a condition in which two or more people, typically family members, are involved in each other's activities and personal relationships to an excessive degree. While this description looks at enmeshment from a clinical standpoint, it simply means that the boundaries between two people have become blurred. In the scenario, one person may begin to prioritize the needs and wants of the other over their own. As a result, they may start to lose their sense of identity and autonomy. It is important to clarify the difference between closeness and enmeshment, as confusing them is easy to do. While closeness refers to emotional intimacy and caregiving, enmeshment involves a lack of self other separation. In other words, thoughts and feelings are merged with those of the other persons. Yeah. While this blurring of boundaries most often occurs between family members, it can happen in any relationship, including romantic ones. Ooh. So we got quizzes on here to figure out your attachment style. And it's fast, easy, and free. Let me do it real quick. Attachment style test. Are you secure, anxious, avoidant, or disorganized? I'm disorganized. I'm single. I'm 31 to 40. Oh, Jesus. Why do you know where I'm from? I don't like that. I'm a dude. Do I have children? No. Relationship structure. Mother/caregiver number one. Please answer the following questions with respect to your mother or mother-like figure. If this person has passed away, we would like for you to answer these questions with respect to how you felt when they were alive. One of 9 questions. Good Lord. It helps to turn to this person in times of need. In times of need? I want to say neutral/mix, but like slightly agree. I keep shit to myself like crazy. One, like it's super necessary. That shit is bad, yeah. But only like I'm emotionally kind of wrecked. I don't know. 2, I talk things over with this person. What kind of things? Agree? What kind of things? I'm afraid that this person may abandon me. I strongly disagree. Ma, if you abandon me, fuck you. I love you, but if you abandon me, fuck you. I worry that this person won't care about me as much as I care about him or her. Never even thought about that. Strongly disagree. That's weird. My mom, I'm definitely sure my mom loves me more than her. Than I love her. It's weird to even think about it, to like measure love or care, I should say, because they use the word care. Do I care about my mom? I'm always nagging her about her health. More she's, I don't know. Does she nag me about my shit? I'm quick to hang up. I'm quick to hang up. I don't feel comfortable opening up to this person. Disagree. Not strongly disagree, but that's just weird. 6 out of 9. I often worry that this person doesn't really care for me. Strongly disagree. That's weird. Do people think like that? I guess, yeah. I'm pulling a test from the enmeshment website. Oh man, I should have just let y'all read through this. Reading is fundamental. I'm gonna do this test and peace out. I swear to God. I've been recording for 5 fucking hours. I prefer not to show this person how I feel deep down. Agree. Because deep down, I'm crazy. People don't need to see that. I find it easy to depend on this person. Agree. Yeah. Strongly agree? Or agree? Again, I'm weird. I know I'm weird. I don't know if it's the way they raised me, which it definitely probably is. But I feel like I've always heard like, hey, I can rely on my parents. But for whatever reason, they would know, or they should know because they raised me. I'm not reliant on people, like whatsoever. If I need help, I won't ask for it. I just won't. 9 out of 10 or 9 out of 9, actually. I usually discuss my problems and concerns with this person. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Oh my God. Are there 9 questions of 9 steps? Relationship structure with father/caregiver. It helps to turn to this person in times of need. No. I don't feel comfortable opening up to this person. Agree. I prefer not to show this person how I feel deep down. Agree. I'm crazy inside. I find it easy to depend on this person. The older I get, the more my parents depend on me. Slightly agree. I often worry that this person doesn't really care for me. No, strongly disagree. It's weird as shit. That's a weird ass question. I usually discuss my problems and concerns with this person. Agree. Was it strongly agree with my mom? I feel like it should be strongly agree because we talk about so much shit that goes on in the world, both of us. I talk things over with this person. Agree. Yeah. I worry that this person won't care about me as much as still strongly disagree. That's so weird. I worry that this person won't care about me as much as I care about him or her. I'm afraid that this person may abandon me. Dad, if you abandon me, fuck you. I don't even know if you're going to watch a 5-hour long podcast. Fuck you. Relationship structure with a romantic partner. Ooh. Please answer the following question with respect to your romantic partner. If you are currently not in a romantic relationship, please answer these questions with respect to how you felt in your most recent meaningful relationship. If you have never been in a romantic relationship before, imagine what a relationship would be like. I can't read anymore. I'm tired. It helps to turn to this person in times of need. I don't know if I did that with my ex, but I feel like agree. Would I? Damn. Yeah, I need to talk to my fucking therapist. I often worry that this person doesn't really care for me. That is so weird. I prefer not to show this person how I feel deep down. No, I was really open. I let that shit rip all the time. I've been holding in my farts for the past 2 hours, guys. Let's take a quick break and talk things over with this person. I say strongly agree. I usually discuss my problems and concerns with this person. I doubt you're watching. Agree. Did I? Definitely. All my problems and concerns, though? No. I don't feel comfortable. It's weird. Strongly disagree. I don't feel comfortable opening up to this person. That's weird as fuck. I find it easy to depend on this person. Agree. I'm afraid that this person may. That's weird. Wait. let's just say slightly. Let's just say not even slightly, just disagree. I worry that this person won't care about me as much as I care about them. That might be normal. Neutral? Mix? What do y'all think? I'm asking all what's in my head. Even slightly agree sounds interesting. Is that normal? Yeah, slightly agree. Who gives a fuck? It's not normal. General attachment style. Please read each of the following statements and rate the extent to which you believe each statement best describes your feelings about close relationships in general. I usually discuss my problems and concerns with others. Close relationships? Strongly agree, yeah. I often worry that people do not really care for me. Just disagree now because I'm finding out how stupid everybody is, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like 10. He's an asshole." Didn't really care that much until I hit my 20s. And I started giving a fuck about what people cared about and how they thought about me. It's kind of annoying, but it's just growing up, I guess. I worry that others won't care about me as much as I care about them. I still feel like they strongly disagree. I just do for others. I learned that's altruistic. I have an altruistic behavior, like personality, I guess. So motherfuckers should just. I do not find it easy to depend on others strongly disagree. I don't even try to depend on other people. That's fucked up. I prefer not to show others how I feel deep down. Strongly agree. I don't feel comfortable opening up to others. Strongly agree, strongly agree. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. If I had him, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Agree. Yeah. I talk things over with people. Like what? My problems? Life? General shit? I talk a lot once I get to talking. Agree. It helps to turn to people in times of need. I'm leaning towards disagree, but agree also. The world is kind of shit and people all have their own needs, but I'm just staying neutral on that. Yeah, I'm staying neutral. I'm afraid that other people may abandon me. I feel isolated, but abandon me is just odd. I would get angry and pissed more than anything, and then like move on. Wait, oh, I didn't select neutral slash mixed. I thought it was automatically selected for the previous question. On the whole, I am satisfied with myself. Strongly disagree. There's a lot of shit I gotta work on. I certainly feel useless at times. Certainly. I just feel like I can't help yet. Like, so many people are in need around the world, and if I had the ability, the money, the resources, I would. But I can't. People die every day, every hour, every minute, every second. I think it's 2 people every second. I certainly feel useless at times. Yes and no. Like, I can do so much, but there's so much more I want to do. That's why I'm like not satisfied with myself. So neither disagree or agree. It's an odd question. Oh, Rosenberg self-esteem. I'm sorry, I didn't read the top. Please indicate to the extent which you agree the following statements to deal with your general feelings about yourself. Yeah, so neither disagree nor agree on feeling useless at times. And everybody does, I think. I am able to do things as well as most other people. Better than other people. Strongly agree. At times I think I am no good at all. Strongly disagree. It's fucking weird. I wish I could have more respect for myself. Be respectful to myself. Treat myself good. How do they mean the word respect? Disrespect means the utmost admiration for someone's qualities, abilities, or achievements. I'm the shit. I know I'm the shit. I keep working on myself to be the shit, but like, can I have more respect for myself? I got a very high ego. Like I'm a prideful person. I'm on some Vegeta type shit. He's my favorite DBZ character ever since Super came out. They butchered Goku. All in all, I am inclined to feel that I am a failure. Strongly disagree. What the fuck? I'm doing pretty damn good for myself, especially because so many people have helped me out in life. Jesus. I feel like I do not have much to be proud of. Disagree. I got so much shit out there, but it's like not all compiled. I can do more, you know? I can just do more. I take a positive attitude towards myself. Agree? Neither agree or disagree. I don't think about myself like that. Yeah, it's weird. I feel that I'm a person of worth, at least on equal plane. Strongly agree. On equal plane with others, better than most people. I feel that I have a good number of qualities. Strongly agree. Still an asshole and a piece of shit, but I am amazing. I'm awesome. DERS 16, emotional regulation. I am great and terrible at that. On a scale from almost never to almost always, rate each of these questions. When I'm upset, I become out of control. Not anymore. Almost never. When I'm upset, I feel like I am weak. No. Sometimes I feel like I'm weak because I can't help people, and I'm upset that I can't help them. So sometimes it's just, again, there's so much going on in the world. When I'm upset, I have difficulty controlling my behaviors. About half the time, I kind of like lean heavily into my emotions, and I'll let that shit guide me. Right? If someone pisses me off, I'm cussing them the fuck out. Right? If somebody steps to me, I'm ready. Just reach right into the pocket. I'm ready. I'm ready. If you're from work and you're watching this, shut the fuck up. Except you, Jeremy. You're cool peoples. But still, shut the fuck up. When I'm upset, I start to feel very bad about myself. No, oh fuck. That's weird. When I'm upset, I have difficulty thinking about anything else. Almost always. I hate the negative connotation of overthinker or overthinking. My dad has put that in me, and it pisses me off. So I think a hell of a lot. I think a hell of a lot about things over and over and over again. That's something I need to work on in therapy, if I can work on that. I don't know. When I'm upset, I have difficulty getting work done. About half the time. If it's like a monotonous task, no. If it's like work like this, yes. I have difficulty making sense out of my feelings. Almost never. I know when I'm pissed. I know when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm angry. While I feel jubilant, I'm confused about how I feel. Almost never. When I'm upset, my emotions feel overwhelming. Sometimes. Sometimes? Like, what do you mean by overwhelming? Let's just go with sometimes. Kind of confused by the question. When I'm upset, there's 16 questions for this. Oh my lord, how much time do I got left to record? We got 14 minutes, people. Otherwise, memory card fills up. Ugh, blah. When I'm upset, I feel ashamed of myself for feeling that way. Almost never. Why the fuck would I feel bad? When I'm upset, I become irritated with myself for feeling that way. No, almost never. That's weird. When I'm upset, I believe that I will remain that way for a long time. I mean, I know I will. But believing that I will is an interesting way to word it. Let's just go for most of the time. It's an odd question. When I'm upset, I have difficulty focusing on other things. Almost always. Because I'm thinking about the thing I'm upset about. When I'm upset, I believe that I'll end up feeling very depressed. Almost never. I know what depression feels like. And that shit sucks. Me being upset doesn't lead to it. When I'm upset, I feel out of control. Didn't I answer this question already? Sometimes. Yeah, again, sometimes. Was it half the time before? What was that question? When I'm upset, where is it? When I'm upset, I have difficulty controlling my behaviors versus when I'm upset, I feel out of control. I mean, I'm doing the things that I would want to be doing, right? If somebody pissed me off and I'm cussing them out and we're arguing, that's what I want to be doing. Not doing it exactly to the T that I may think about after the fact. Oh, I could have said this. I don't know. That's a weird question. I feel out of control. I don't feel out of control. Almost never. When I'm upset, I believe that there's nothing I can do to make myself feel better. Oh, I've never thought about trying to make myself feel better after being upset. Huh. Maybe that's something I need to try to do. When I'm upset, I believe that there's nothing I can do to make myself feel better. Almost always when I'm upset, I believe that there's nothing. Almost never. Is there? Talking to people makes me feel better, especially if they side with me and I can rant and I can rave and I can get it off my chest. Most of the time, I believe that there is nothing I can do to make. If I can't talk to somebody, and I don't talk to people about all the things that piss me off, let's roll with that. Oh, we got to spin the wheel of death. What the fuck? Where are we at here? If I had to put in my email or sign up for some shit, I'm gonna be pissed. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, step 8 out of 9 steps. Attachment at work. Understanding workplace attachment patterns can help us better understand our experiences at work, including performance, interpersonal dynamics, and organizational culture. This session asks about the workplace attachment patterns that show up in your relationships at work. For example, with supervisors, colleagues, and in teams. This assessment is designed to gather your honest and open feedback. Rest assured, no identifiable information will be shared with anyone. Your responses will remain confidential. It makes me not want to do it now, just because you had to put that there, but you didn't put it for the other ones. I prefer not to show my coworkers how I feel deep down. Strongly. I've cussed out so many people, and people know me for just being loud and boisterous. I am Mr. Always on 10 to these people. But deep down, agree. I kind of feel like it's slightly, but I got some darkness in me. It helps to turn to my coworkers when I need help. Agree. I went from like neutral, mixed to slightly agree to agree. Like, strongly agree. Only because I don't always ask for help. 30% of the time, I'm probably going to grab some tools myself to fix a problem. I often worry that my coworkers do not really care for me. I know a lot of motherfuckers don't really care for me. Right. I disagree with how they live their lives and I make them feel like they're fucking assholes and stupid a lot of the times and they fight with me. But generally, I'm fucking right 99% of the time. Because nothing is perfect. But do I worry about it? It upsets me that they don't know that they're wrong when I tell them that they're wrong. Do I worry about it though? Disagree. I don't feel comfortable opening up to my coworkers. strongly agree. I generally try not to tell people about my shit, but the longer I stay with people, the more I talk to them. I usually discuss the problems and concerns I have with my work with my coworkers. Yeah, strongly agree. What the fuck? I find it easy to depend on my coworkers. Neutral mix. People are people. People sometimes are great. Sometimes people suck fucking ass. Especially my coworkers. That's who we're talking about. I think the thing's over with my coworkers. From like neutral mix to slightly agree to agree, yeah. Why wouldn't we think things over? Or I talk things over with my coworkers. Like what? Yeah, what? Do we agree though? Not all the time. We just talk though. I talk things over. It's a dumb question. It's worded weird, in my opinion. I'm concerned that my coworkers won't care about me as much as I care about them. Slightly agree. It makes me like harken back to high school. Like I can't change the way I am. I give so much, and I want to do for people, and I just do it. But at the same time, I feel like the equal reciprocity is not there. Like I don't get what I give. You know, I'm afraid that all my coworkers will quit. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. I strongly agree. How much time do we got left? 4 minutes. Oh my God. Attachment and dating experience is optional. The attachment project is continuously researching the relationship between attachment styles and other important life outcomes. In the section, you will be asked questions related to your current dating app experiences. You should only continue with this section if you are currently using dating apps. You can complete this section even if you are not currently using dating apps and are instead. Oh my God. Skip. Oh. Well, my general attachment style is avoidant slash dismissive. Well, I guess I do avoid a lot of shit and I dismiss a lot of people. All right then. That's the end of this one. I know we were on enmeshment, and I was going to try and pull up some other stuff, but yeah. So I've been filming for almost 6 hours. I'm looking at the timer. It says 5 hours and 40 minutes. Even though I'm going to cut out some dead air, it's probably still 5.5 hours. 5 hours and 35 minutes, most likely. If not, just 2 minutes of what the fuck. Remind me not to like take 1.5 times my normal dose of Vyvanse. Subscribe to the Patreon. Subscribe to whatever platform you're watching this or listening to this on, pretty please. Give me a like, a comment if you can. Share it if you feel like it. Duets, remix, posts, stories, blah, 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 blah. All that good stuff. If you're awesome, again, subscribe to the Patreon. It's expensive, but it's not expensive. I just need $1 million a month, pretty please. Right? That's the lowest tier option. $1 million a month. I appreciate you coming today. You wonderful, beautiful, intelligent people. And you idiotic, need to be educated more idiotic people. Wait, how does this go? I forgot my own thing. This is what I get for like saying random shit all the time. Well, I'm trying to make it like quotes now. Again, thank you. You wonderful, beautiful, intelligent people. And you need to be educated, idiotic people. I want you to have a beautiful, wonderful day, night, week, month, and year. Thank you for coming to the Intelligent Idiots podcast. I have been your host, Mr. Always on 10, and I need a nap.